didn't.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Dugout podcast. You're here with Ryan, or Scouse, Benny, Jack, and Cal. How we doing, boys?
Good lad. Good.
Not bad at all.
Doing good. Just we got 2 weeks of football to catch up on because we had the midweek games and the weekend games. So we're going to recap the last two rounds. What rounds were they exactly?
They were
4 and 5.
Yeah.
So game week 4 and 5, and the transfer window shut yesterday too. So we're going to do our analysis on that and explain why Fabio Carvalho was the best signing of the season. But no, we'll just
scores last minute goals.
and then we'll just finish up with the predictions at the end, and I guess we'll flow into our first game for game week 4 that we're touching on.
Game week number 4 starts off with an absolute barn burner at St Mary's Stadium of Manchester United and Southampton. Building on the form of obviously us beating Liverpool the week before, we went out and murdered them in the first half and then proceeded to shit ourselves for the second, it felt like. Clinging on to hope and desperation. But another 3 points in the bag away from home.
What changed in the second half?
I don't think it was that much different.
No,
I just
it
think
wasn't.
we just, the way we're playing at the moment, we're inviting quite a bit of pressure to hit on the break a little bit. It is similar to Ollie's old style in a way that he used to sit in and break, but the way we're doing it, we're way more structured, way more. I think what Ten Hag's doing is he's trying to build us from. I think he's realised after the first 2 games that we've absolutely no idea what we're doing. So he's starting it right at this beginning, which is the back line, and he's getting us defensively structured, which is what we looked like for once. Martinez and Varane once again looking really good.
The way to go.
Yeah.
No Maguire for 3 weeks.
No, and 3 wins.
And Fred
What a coincidence. No, Fred's still been making fucking cameo appearances.
comes on, but he hasn't started.
I don't mind Fred though.
I don't want it.
He's all right. It's just when he plays with McTominay, which I don't think we'll see anymore anyway because of Casemiro's appearance.
I mean, every game since we bought Casemiro, at some point we've had a McFred midfield for at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
To see out a game though.
Yeah,
Why is Donny not playing?
Exactly. Like, we've got so much better midfielders sat on the bench. Why the fuck is Fred and McTominay on the pitch at the same time? Especially when McTominay still starts games.
Yeah.
Is Donny shit? Like, what's going on? He couldn't even start at Everton.
No, he's so good.
He's decent.
So what's
He's
going
not-
on?
I think what will happen is as we actually fall into Ten Hag's system, Donny will feature more and more because Donny tries to play football.
Yeah.
And at the minute, we're kind of not doing that as much. But I don't mind us not doing it because we're getting results.
Yeah.
And we actually look decent when we do start playing football. It's exactly like Ben said. He's just taking us back to basics, starting from our defence. The exact same thing we argued about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
In that he's not trying to play it out the back every time now. They don't mind lumping it into the corners and making something happen from there.
I think our argument, pretty much, he would have been having in his own head. It's like he started we had an unreal preseason, obviously.
Yeah.
Started the first 2 games trying to play his football, play out from the back, sort of build play, and realised that we can't do that.
Yeah.
Because
we have
so
Harry
fucking
Maguire in
far
that back line.
away from it. Like,
Don't throw yourself on this shit.
yeah.
Guess it's good though, building on positives. At least there's actually a transition happening.
Yeah.
in Manchester at the moment, not just week after week, just watching the struggle. Then 1 week of hope, and then
Going in the same circles. Sort of
I think it's.
I
was gonna say, I think it's good that you're not just flogging teams, like, because I know in the past, like, you play bad for run of games and you'll flog a team, and it will just go back to bad. It's good now, like, there's actual gradual, slowly, like a 1-0, and then what was it, 2-1?
I think that's a lot of what Ten Hag's doing as well. I think because our run of games the last couple has been fairly chill. You know, Liverpool was obviously a big game, but then Southampton and a struggling Leicester, which we'll talk about later. But like, they're the type of games where you can kind of take your foot off the attacking a bit and invite that little bit of extra pressure because you always know you're going to get the chance to build into the game again. So I think he's very clever because, like, Southampton especially, it was a game we could have gone out and murdered them in. Like, we turned it on them a few times and it was like, oh shit, we could do something here.
I personally think we need to get away from thinking that because we're not. I feel like where we are at the moment, we're not a team that can fucking do that. Like, once every blue moon, we might turn up and just absolutely smoke a team, but we need to start thinking of ourselves as more of a mid-table team because that's how we play, and that's how we've been coached. So I think Ten Hag sees that. Having a bit of trouble, Jackie.
I am.
Ten Hag sees that and realizes that he needs to go back to the start, get us defensively sound. Once we know, because it is frustrating to me at times watching us, because I feel like sometimes when we are inviting pressure after being 1-0 up, and we get the ball in the back line and they just hoof it.
Yeah.
It's like, man, just keep the if you
Just
keep the ball for 5 minutes, like, you know, they're not going to get near you. You know what I mean?
Take the sting out of them. But, you know, at least
it'll come though.
And the main thing is we're playing like this and still picking up points.
Yeah.
And they're scrappy points to be picking up, which is even better, I think, rather than us going out winning 3-0 and then having to chill, like getting that 1-0 and then you know, having to fight for it for 70 odd minutes, I think is the way forward for us.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're getting chances too. That's the other thing. The goal was unbelievable, I thought, in the Southampton game.
Oh, yeah.
It was such a nice goal. Dallo looks a fucking whole new player under 10 up, to be honest.
Is that Bruno's volley?
Yeah.
It's an unreal stretch to get there too.
Yeah. But it's a really good finish. But we had other chances too. It's not like we're just sitting deep like a Burnley used to do or something like that and just getting starved with the ball. We had chances. We looked decent, and it's a clean sheet at the end of the day. It's a good 3 points.
Also, loved Southampton. We obviously touched last week on them. Some of their players, Joel Aribo, Lavia, like looking immense and firing. Bella Kotchat was absolutely outstanding in this game against us. So impressive. I think he's still under 20 years old or something.
Could have been 2 or 3 without him.
I didn't realise Lavia's like 18.
Yeah, first ever Premier League
He
goal
looks
scorer.
so good.
Yeah. That's why I sing his praises so much. I can't believe how calm he is for an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
So I think
He's
Bella
very good.
Kotchat's 18 as well.
Yeah, Bella Kotchap is super young.
So Southampton's squad, I think they're going to take Arsenal's record of the youngest squad in the Premier League if they have offloaded a few more.
Their
Yeah.
academy is
Old
just so good. Like the way they can produce players, but also transform players into that next level as well.
Yeah.
You got a really good system.
They're buying from academies, which is a really cool transfer policy. to
Yeah,
go
it's
through.
weird. It's different. I like to see it.
It's working. Like credit to them, they're picking up points.
It's giving young players an opportunity as well to actually take that next step.
Yeah.
It's really good for football.
Yeah,
100%.
unlike the club that we'll touch on now, Chelsea versus Leicester City.
Can I, sorry, before we move on, can I say something about United? It's more about Ten Hag, what you were saying before. Like these foreign managers come in and realise they have to adapt to the Premier League. Like obviously bring your style, but the Premier League is the Premier League, and you have to tweak things here and there to get good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You don't play half-ass teams in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Whereas a few of the Dutch teams or whatever teams that have come across, German teams, whatever, you can have off weeks. Like if you're Bayern Munich, you don't have to play your superstars. Yeah.
You just win 4-3.
Ten Hag would know that too. I think he would have got a false sense of security after the preseason we had. Yeah. I think that's what would happen. He went in. We had the gel we did with Martial up top. He starts the first 2 games without Tony, and then it just went to shambles. Really,
It is massive to have Ronaldo in that front line instead of Tony, because the way we play now is so fluid in that front 3. Like they all swap and overlap, and you can't really do that when Cristiano's on the pitch.
Yeah, feel for him. I thought against we're not talking about it yet, so I'll hold it. But
Yeah.
he's definitely made an impact coming off the bench in both games, I thought. One thing I'll say about Rashford is he's not a striker. I think I see his values, but
He doesn't have the finishing, give him that.
He
But the
doesn't have
runs he
the-
makes are...
he doesn't. Yeah, he the runs he makes in behind are very good. The runs he makes to feet are not enough and not good. They're not good enough. It was like when Nunes played against Palace.
Yeah.
You know, that was my biggest criticism of him. He didn't play like a striker should.
Doesn't play as a number 9. Plays as like still a central winger, which doesn't make any sense, but it's the style of play.
But the one time Rashford did come to feet, I believe, was the goal. He come to feet. I think Dallo missed him. Dallo got the ball down the line, and I think Rashford dropped it, went down to Dallo, and Dallo crossed it in. But it creates holes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There was another good chance for Scott McTominay when he did the exact same thing, dropped off for feet, and Scott McTominay ran from the midfield and had that volley. Shit volley, but it was another chance. And that's where you create chances. When teams set up to, like, Southamptons and Leicester's and other teams like that do to mark the striker out of the game, that striker needs to create space for other players around him, which he doesn't do.
Well, I think that's a good thing now about bringing Anthony in is that the wide areas are kind of taken now. So there's Rashi and Tony, when Tony's fit again, are going to have to actively fight for that first team spot. And I think, to be honest, once Martial's fit, I'll probably get the nod over Rashi for the first few, but might get him back in it. Like, he looks like the Rashi we know and love again this season. If he gets that fire and that drive again, he's going to come on, and then we'll see the potential come out of the two of them because they're both still young and talented strikers.
Do you think that goal he scored against Liverpool, like the Omri style one, do you think that was like a detriment to him? Because I feel like when people think of Rashford, they think he's going to be that exact thing. You know what I mean? Like that kind of
like in behind.
Like so, like people have like that subconscious like expectation of him to be like that, and when they don't see him play like that, they just criticize and shit on him. Because of his moment.
I don't think it's his on the pitch performance that gets to him. I think it's all the stuff he does off the pitch affects his on the pitch performance. You know what I mean?
I mean more so for like the viewer's standpoint. Like people view Rashford as being that type of player.
I don't think so. I think he made such big strides when he first burst on the scene.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing for viewers, myself included, is he's not progressed.
Yeah.
For two or three seasons,
He definitely
he's been in that first team, and I think the first 2 seasons he had were his best seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't gone forward, which is when you're a young prospect with what he had, which is just massive amounts of pace. He's got that finishing quality, can hit a dead ball like crazy.
Like Dele Alli.
Yeah, they've got the talent, but they just need honing in their skills. Yeah. And he has not had that at all. So that's why he gets the criticism, in my opinion.
He also suffers a lot because he's not really had any managers who have been like, right. Well, he's had...
Take him under his wing.
Yeah, he's had Mourinho, who was like, well, we just need a striker this week on your hop. And obviously he had great debuts and what have you. But Mourinho was never going to take him under his wing and be like, right, let's make you world class today. Solskjaer isn't that guy. Yeah. He's a great man manager, but he's not a talent grower as such.
Yeah.
And Ranić definitely isn't. Well, he probably would be, but as we discussed, the problem with Ranić was nobody gave a fuck because he was a caretaker manager. He was always going to be out the door.
His biggest influence was probably Zlatan.
Yeah. The seasons under Ibra were massive because he had a senior figure there. But then obviously, I think he was in with the Pogba, Lukaku bullshit, which definitely didn't help him.
I think it's hard too being a United player because you get grouped into categories of just caring about other shit over football.
Yeah.
When in his head he's probably, dedicated as hell to the game and,
Yeah. Well, this season he definitely looks it because he looks like a new man.
Yeah, he does.
I think that's good because you've gotten rid of some fucking dead shit personalities now out of the team.
Yeah.
Slowly wean them out. Yeah, definitely. But I think like players like, especially Pogba, I think is a huge one to go. So I feel like he had a massive influence in that team, like behind the scenes.
Yeah,
definitely. So he was probably like the fucking cool dude of the team. So everyone probably wanted to try and, impersonate what he did. And I feel like
me at Bribey.
He's sort of the leader in the wrong
so
side.
everyone's a dickhead then.
No, I mean I'm the cool dude.
But yeah, like Pogba too was a weird one because he was there as a youth, so they all knew each other. Like, so they would have gone back to that childhood mentality. Like they had all those years separate where they all became class, and then come back and it's back to just being fuck around little kids. So
even Lingard, everyone like I disliked him for a long time, but once he left, like you can see he's shaped his head better now.
Yeah.
He shaped his head better at the end at the end of his United career as well. There was just that weird period like 2016 to 2018 where Man United just seemed like a fucking TikTok football club. So it's good to see the transition.
At the Emirates, mate.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah. So, we'll do our predictions for this game. So
We won't talk long about a 1-0 game.
It's because we're a massive club, mate. We've got lots to talk about. So,
there is a lot happening at United at the moment, so it is.
Yeah, so, Scarcy, you had 2-2. Jackie, you had 2-1 United. Benny, you had 3-1 United. And I had 1-1. So, only a couple points picked up from us in that one. Next on our list is Brentford versus Everton. A 1-1 draw at Brentford Stadium.
Stinker, this one.
Yeah, not much to talk about. It was very bang average performance from both teams.
It was like just The best way to put it, just listen back to our episode the week before around Villa versus Everton.
Yeah.
It's kind of that.
Yeah.
Two teams.
Once again, though, Everton grinding out sort of low scoring games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good sign for Frank. There's positives there to take from.
Yeah.
You know, when he gets his squad back, it'll be better, I suppose. But in the meantime,
They just
Everton fans unlucky. Your team's shit.
They've made some
Gonna grind
decent
it out.
signings.
Yeah, they
As
have
of
done
late.
some good business, and they've got rid of some good dead weights in the change room. But yeah, Brentford again. Thought they would have kicked on this game. They haven't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a tough one.
Yeah.
That you'd think after a 4-0 battering of United, that'd spur them on.
If anything, that's a good thing for us though, because it just shows how fucking rubbish we were that week, and that that's an anomaly week. Like that won't happen again.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Fucking knock on wood.
By the way, Anthony Gordon, 2 goals in his last 2 games.
Yeah.
Those are 70 mil.
He's really earning that fucking.
You know,
that move to Chelsea.
before that, he I think he'd only scored 1 goal in the Premier League
Against Manchester United.
that he meant. I think he had 3 goals in total, and 2 of them were like deflections. Or, and that was when he was getting the £60 million rumours. I was like, fucking hell.
Fucking
that is a
lunacy.
joke. But hats off to him.
Yeah,
Getting
great to him.
goals.
Go to Chelsea for fucking 80 mil the end of the year.
Is he from
Fantastic.
Liverpool? Is he-
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like a rat.
Of course, he's a woolly back.
2 Scousers linked up for that goal then.
Did Tony score too?
Connor Cody got the assist.
yeah, no.
So yeah, we'll just skip straight to our picks for that one. Scaus and Jackie both had it 2-1 in the favour of Brentford. Benny had it 1-0 Brentford, and I had it 2-1 Everton. So no points on that one for any of us.
I
What a
thought
shame.
Brentford were going to take that.
We're literally all around the actual result.
Yeah. Brighton versus Leeds.
This was a good game.
Good game.
Yeah, very
It's
good game.
2 good teams. You know, Leeds have really kicked on a bit.
And they're both like fluid attacking teams when they're both playing their style too. So it's always interesting watching like a Brighton Leeds game.
Just a little 1-0 win for Brighton down at the Amex.
There was chances though. Both teams had other chances. I think. I'm pretty sure. I remember Leeds having a really good chance.
Is this the game in which Rodrigo went down injured, dislocated his shoulder?
It could have been.
It might have been because I don't think it happened on the weekend. They just went because I didn't see any news about
Yeah.
it.
So Rodrigo's now out. He was obviously Leeds'
maybe
big
not.
goal scorer.
Actually, no,
Because he stayed on.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, yeah.
was Gray on the bench? Let's find out this myth.
Oh, that's fucking the Archie Gray conspiracy.
Anytime Leeds is mentioned as great.
Is he even a real person? We still don't know. There's
He's a
too much up in
simulation.
the
Nah,
air.
he weren't on the bench.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where's that like X Files?
Just start
audio?
this one. No.
With it in
The X-Files, yeah. We need to know.
I'm so surprised at how well Leeds are gelling for how fresh their team is. Like, you got 3 brand new faces in that midfield. In their 2 holding, and then Brendan Aronson, and then they've got Christensen at right back as well. They got 4 first team players, all brand new to their squad, and
Yeah.
they're all
And they've all come on and started
they
strongly.
just look like they've played together for a long period of time.
That's good because Leeds needed that exactly in their midfield too, and they've done the business and
Yeah,
sorted it out. So good on them.
hats off to Brighton though, and
Yeah.
Potter got it right.
Every week we
Yeah.
sing Graham Potter's praises because he is just a marvellous man.
And Grosser,
Gross
again.
Started the season very
Another
well.
goal.
he's doing really well.
I think he falls away, but
Yeah, almost certainly.
Just
Because
like Haaland.
just about when we fucking when I put him in my FPL was when Gross stopped scoring goals, I think.
yeah.
But yeah,
Predictions?
predictions. So Scash, you had it 2-1 to Brighton. Jackie, you had it 2-2. Benny, you had it 2-1 Brighton, and I had it 3-1 Leeds.
I'm happy I got it right.
Same.
Yeah,
That's what I do, son.
it's about time you got some right, Benny. Chelsea versus Leicester.
Oh, you're cool.
As I was saying earlier, when you talk about a team that hates using youth players, Chelsea FC, obviously we'll get to their transfer policies at the end of this. Just a bizarre game for Chelsea.
Yeah.
A 2-1 win. I think it was the Koulibaly red card.
No, that was the game
Gallagher?
before.
This one was the Gallagher red card.
Gallagher red card.
Yeah.
Just a weird game. Weird
Mate,
club,
They
Chelsea
look,
at the minute.
yeah, they look in all sorts, to be honest. They don't look settled. They look so shaky, just in every aspect.
We talk about managers that are potential of losing their jobs. I think
throw a shout.
Tuchel's.
I throw a shout in the very first episode. And I think I said, because I predicted Chelsea to come 6, and I said if Chelsea don't do well, Tuchel is in that conversation.
He's definitely in that conversation now because, they picked up the points here, but it's not very exciting. It's not very impressive.
Nah.
It's Leicester. Like, Leicester have not started well.
They're
At
bottom.
home as well.
Leicester at bottom.
Yeah.
So
Mate,
both these
Chelsea
managers
should-
Are in the mud.
in the mud.
Like, obviously, Sterling saved them with 2 goals. But, yeah, like, look at that. Leicester had 17 shots to Chelsea's 7.
Definitely not convincing, is how I would put it. I think
Little shout out for Raheem Sterling too for getting into that team and
Yeah.
immediately throwing them on his fucking back.
Yeah.
Like, without Sterling, like, they'd be struggling really hard because obviously we'll talk about Sterling after in their next game, but, yeah, he's really taking that team by the scruff of the neck.
It'd be interesting to see how he links up with Aubameyang now.
Yeah, and, yeah, true.
if he'll make much of a difference.
Yeah.
And also Cucurella too. I haven't seen much of him.
No, he's not been.
He's been okay. He's been steady, but I
He's
think
not been the
I think,
70 or 80 million, whatever they.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
problem is with Cucurella is Chilwell's very good in that Chelsea side, and they miss Chilwell. I think when Cucurella plays, like Chilwell's just more adapted to that team, the way they play. He's been there longer. He knows how they work. I think they miss what Chilwell brings when Cucurella plays. Nothing on Cucurella. I think Cucurella, it's just first sort of few game jitters, but I think once he grows in the team, he'll do better. The big thing for me is Mason Mount not really hitting the ground
started.
running. He had a really good season last year.
Yeah, I
And
did
he's-
nothing but sing his praises
he's-
start of the year too. And
Well, he's their big player in my opinion. Like I look at that Chelsea team, Mason Mount's the one. Mason Mount's their big star, I think.
yeah,
Like a James Maddison at Leicester or someone like that. Mason Mount is the hub of Chelsea, and he's just had a bad start to the season. I think that it will not last that long. I think he'll start kicking off soon and start producing some numbers.
I feel like, are they still playing like that 3-4-3?
Nah, looks like they're playing 4 at the back because, do they have any other defenders?
Yeah, they sort of switch in between, don't they?
He's pushing to a 4 because he did the first few games. He did play a 3-4-3, but
Yeah.
that is one thing I actually did want to mention was why he's doing that. Why he's pushing to a 4
because they got rid of Rudiger. Rudiger didn't work in a 2, but he does really well on a 3. So now they've not, and they also don't have fast centre backs now. By losing Rudiger, they've got Koulibaly and Thiago Silva. There's
Chalobah, but
Chalobah's
why is
slow.
Kovacic not playing? I thought he was their best midfielder last season.
Yeah.
their midfield's all over the shop. Like
It
they
is a
got
bit.
Kante's injured.
Kovacic should be starting.
Loftus-Cheek
Over who,
has been
though?
playing.
Jorginho.
Yeah, but Jorginho's
Jorginho's
like
shit.
he's like fucking Tuchel's little pet rabbit, man. He does not get out of that team.
Rat.
But
Because he's fucking rat.
Dickhead.
I feel like, he has to be dropped for Kovacic. I reckon,
They're different players, but like Jorginho's a tempo player. Like he controls the tempo of the game, whereas you need a runner next to him. I think that's what Kante, Kovacic, Gallagher all provide.
Yeah.
So if anyone come out, I think it's Gallagher who did get the red card.
And
Did-
then got
probably-
injured. Did he not?
No, he just got two
Kovacic
yellows.
didn't even start the week after with Gallagher's red card.
Didn't he?
No. Which is weird.
I feel sorry for Gallagher with the red. Like,
Yeah.
the second
Yeah.
yellow he got was Leicester were breaking.
It wasn't soft. It was a definite yellow.
And
His first one was soft. One of them was soft. Like now,
Yeah, I think the first
one
one
was
was a bit.
fucking dead soft.
when you're in the moment,
You have to. He had to.
you sort of need to break the play down there because they're
Yeah.
going to score. But
Yeah. Yeah, you feel bad. In my head, why is he the last one?
Yeah.
Why
I
is
think
he
it was
the
off
last
the
man?
corner or something.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
you would think push him as second last and have someone else drop just in
Yeah.
case of that.
Well, again, I think it's the fact they've got no legs in that back line.
Yeah.
Well, they've got no other than Cucurella.
True.
So I think when they bought Cucurella, they were going to play back 3 with Cucurella being a centre back, but it just doesn't work.
Well, I think Cucurella going forward is like that's where you get the best out of him.
Well, there's a reason Man City wanted him to
Yeah.
play that Zinchenko role of midfield wing back.
Yeah.
What was our predictions?
Our predictions were you and Jackie both had it 2-0 to Chelsea. Benny, you had it 2-1 to Chelsea. Woohoo.
Fucking get in there.
And I had it 3-1 Chelsea. So, we all went the same way. Benny got the nod. The next game is obviously the one you two nerds want to talk about. I suppose if you want to talk about smashing a relegation team. Liverpool at home to Bournemouth in what can only be described as one of the most impressive first halves in the Premier League. The highest ever halftime score for a Premier League match, I think I read. Yeah. 5-0 at halftime. A 9-0 battering of Scott Parker's Bournemouth, which ultimately resulted in him getting the sack.
That's so rough.
We'll start there because we'll sing Liverpool's praises later.
I think Parker should have got the sack. Like, if you look at his opposition that he's faced in the first 4 games building up to this,
literally like 3 of the top 6 and Aston Villa, which he got a result against.
I don't think it's the results that got him the sack, though. It's what he said. You can't come out and say what he said. But to be fair,
I mean, you can.
You can
when they haven't done the business.
Yeah, but you can't, because that's what will happen. They'll sack you.
No, it's piss poor from Bournemouth, to be honest.
No, this is why, as a fan, you get frustrated when managers don't say what you're thinking. Like, managers hide things for a reason because they're contracted by the owners of the club. If you start slating the owners of the club, it's just like you slating your boss in real life. They're going to sack you. It's just how it works.
He didn't slate him.
He
just said
he
we're
slated their
under-equipped.
business. He
just said we're under-equipped for this division.
Which is
that's a very political way of saying the owners haven't gone out and done enough business.
Exactly. It's like the owners are Dugout. It's not fucking giving them money.
All he said is we're a bit under-equipped. Like, you can't sack a manager.
Yes, you.
I mean, you can because they've done it.
Just
but
done it.
From a morality standpoint, and who are they going to get in next? Somebody who's just going to fucking suck them
Ollie.
off.
Don't say it.
Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche.
That's
Sean Dyche. They've just
crazy.
sacked Scott Parker for talking shit. Sean Dyche talks the most shit.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you done?
For 3 years at Burnley, he was saying we haven't made any signings. I'd love some money to make some signings. It would be great to have a couple signings.
Yeah, but he also kept him up with nothing.
Well, how do we know Scott Parker wouldn't?
He
Exactly.
got battered 9-0 from fucking Liverpool.
But they've all got games against teams around them now.
Yeah.
Which, if they start picking up results, the owners look like
Like, I think that has fucked Bournemouth now because now the manager's gone. Like, there's going to be no fluid within the team because new manager's going to come in, new systems, and new players going to be starting.
And a new manager isn't even in yet. The transfer window's just closed, which means that new manager has Scott Parker's players.
Yeah.
Look,
It's got the same
Such
thing.
a bad
I don't
decision.
agree with it, but I disagree with the fact that it's not the right decision. I think if he's coming out saying that they're not equipped to play a top Premier League team, he obviously does not rate the players he has. The window has just shut. Are you going to keep him on board for a whole season when his players know that he thinks that they're not good enough to play in that league?
You don't think they've had, we discussed this, I think they've had conversations in the back room and been like, look, lads.
Of course, but that doesn't help. That doesn't help. They're not getting any signings. So why not? What they need is a manager that come in and says, look, I believe in you boys. Like, you boys can keep us up.
And he probably does do that. All he said was that we're under-equipped. That's all he said.
Which is exactly the opposite of that, which is saying that they're not good enough.
I mean, they're not. They lost 9-0 and then 4-0.
Yeah, it's all right for us to say that. But we had this conversation 2-3 weeks ago when I spoke to you about what he says going into that dressing room after the battering.
Yeah, it was last week. We were talking about the City game last week. Yeah.
But how many times have you had managers come to the press conference after the game like we weren't good enough? Like, managers say that type of shit all the time.
Yeah, we weren't good enough on the day.
Yeah.
You don't go in and say we're under-equipped. We haven't signed who we need to sign.
Yep.
They're level difference.
You're under-equipped to play against the top 6, yeah, sure. But you've already picked up a result against Aston Villa. You don't have to worry about the top 6. Like, saying you're under-equipped to play against the top 6 is almost like no shit, we're fucking Bournemouth. Of course we're under-equipped. He just came out and said it.
Yeah.
The fact that they got rid of him when he's got a result against Villa and they've now got easier games coming up. They had the potential to pick up points these next couple of weeks. Now they don't. Now they'll probably go down, and they're going to go down in potentially the same fashion that Derby did when they got 10 points in a season.
That was Sheffield. Oh, actually,
no, it was Derby. Yeah. So, now what? Now they're just at least with Scott Parker, he's in there. He was in them with their best ever season last year in the Championship. He was the one that got them that. They've come in. They've lost to 3 of the top 6. Fair enough. He got absolutely battered. But what do you expect? They've also got their captain out injured at the minute. Lloyd Kelly, their centre back.
And Solanke, who scored like 30 plus goals last season, has been injured.
Yeah.
He just come back now.
So you're a depleted team. You are under-equipped. To say that you can't come out and say that is like, well, what's the point of having interviews anymore then?
Yeah,
let's
literally.
spin it off. Like, let's just have robots do it. Like Wilf Zaha, I think the night before last, and obviously not against this Palace game, but the game coming up that we're going to talk about, he came out and he was like, we just weren't good enough. We didn't do what the manager said at all. Everyone's fucking like...
So I see nothing wrong with that. But a manager coming out and saying that his team is not equipped to deal with a Premier League side is just, for me, that's... I think maybe harsh to sack him. I don't agree with how they went about it, but
yeah, but he's reacting to the situation. Like, it's not like he just came out in the middle of the week and said we're not equipped. He just got battered 9-0.
It's an emotional
by
reaction.
one of the best teams in the world.
He's just sat down and been like, well, fuck,
you can't afford to be emotional as a Premier League manager at the highest level. You cannot. You cannot.
I don't think he was emotional. I think he was just humble in the opinion that it's like, look, we're not equipped. Like, we just got battered 9-0.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
And all he did was
shell shocked as well.
Yeah.
He was just apologising to the fans, to the players. He's like, what the fuck are we meant to do? Like, sorry to everyone who's put any time and effort into this club this week. We just fucking fucked it.
Jurgen and other people in the media, whatever, said, like, this isn't your game. Don't worry about this one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to worry anymore because he's sacked, but don't worry about this one. Your game is coming.
Yeah.
Your game to win is coming.
I think we all agreed that they were bottom of the table whether they had him or not. So
they were dead
to me, it doesn't matter a shit. Like, I feel bad for him, but I do agree somewhat with what the board did. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think we push on talk about how good Liverpool were. Rip
Not
that
that
Band-Aid
good.
off.
Not that good, really. I mean, they scored a couple goals, whatever.
It's about time they fucking looked half decent because they have been terrible to start.
The one thing I will say, Salah with 0 goal contributions, is that a worry?
No.
In a game that's that
he should have scored a hat trick too.
I reckon that's a positive for us. Just see that we can win 9-0 without Salah getting a goal or assist is amazing for Liverpool.
The thing with Salah is teams now just double him.
Yeah.
So he's already got the person that is marking him, but then a midfielder has to sprint across. Then he just puts his foot on it, comes back, turns around. Someone else is now free.
Yeah.
Plus that midfielder has to sprint to go to his actual man.
Yeah.
If that midfielder's doing doggies all the time, trying to stop Salah, then he's going to be fucked.
And that's the genius of Salah too. Like, he understands that players going to double up on him. He realizes he's going to be suffocated. So he runs in positions, so he frees up players like Elliott, he frees up Bobby now. And then these players can come in and take control of the game. So Salah, he's still getting the numbers. He's still got like 2 goals and 3 assists in 5 games or 4 games. So he's still got the numbers. It's just, he's really good at adapting to situations. And I feel like in that Bournemouth game, he understood that, look, we're versing the bottom table team. They're going to just sit back and defend. Probably he's going to be 5 at the back. I'm going to deal with a left centre back and a left back. Let me pull out a bit and let people push through the middle. I think.
So you're saying it's the genius of Salah, the reason he missed 3 open goals?
Well, he definitely missed 1. I don't know what that's who you're talking about.
He could have scored 3. I reckon.
Which ones?
He had
Obviously,
the
the
he had
cross.
the one, the open goal, the cross, right in front. That was the easiest one. But there was 2 other chances I seen where he'd come inside and he had a good like chance, but it just wasn't on for him.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, but
because he's not allowed to cut inside because the fullback covers him going down the line, and then the other one.
Yeah, but they didn't do it all game. I didn't think.
Every time he got the ball, I guess it's hard to do it all the time, but yeah, every time you see him sort of in that right wing position, there's always 2 around him.
Yeah.
If not, a second one is coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously he should have scored that open goal one.
Harvey Elliott, though. I will say Harvey Elliott.
he's been our player of the season so far.
He's been your sparkling light in a dwelling time.
I'm not dwelling now. Like the first 3 games, but that 9-0 was so good for us because we needed a fucking a result at some stage, and the result being 9-0. I think that helped with a lot of just creating that fluid back in Liverpool because we had such a big season last season.
Yeah,
like we played every game never done before. Like that's not easy to do. Then push back and try and compete again, but then now finding this still early in the season and then coming back with a 9-0 win and seeing Bobby back in his best, which I see, especially watching the Newcastle game as well, seeing Bobby get back to what he does. And watching him now, it's like, fuck, it's going to be hard for Jota and Nunes to get in the team if Bobby gets back to his best.
I'll say that. Was this Bobby's last farewell sing-song, perhaps? Obviously, with Nunes and Jota coming back into the side, they'll probably just come straight back in, I dare say, because this is, of the performances Bobby's put in, he was fucking woeful against United. Yeah. Obviously, against Bournemouth, a different story because you're playing Bournemouth.
But with those games, like those first 3 games, Bobby didn't play towards the end of last season. The majority of that was for injury. So he hasn't played in like quite a few months. So I think those first few games, he was just forced to come in and play because of the injuries. And he was just out of touch, I guess, with his own game because he was out for so long. So I think he was still trying to fit in the system as well as trying to play his football. Like, yeah, he's a professional footballer. But I feel like those few first games were just him trying to get back in touch with playing football again. But
I think early to say back to his best, but, it's a 9-0 battering over Bournemouth, and he was probably the standout. But it's one game. Newcastle, he played decent, so 2 games. But I think you have to see, because it's only 2 games. And like you said, though, he has trying to wear off that rust, but we'll see going forward, I think.
I feel like he is slowly coming back to that because it's not just about the contributions that he does. It's the way he drops, it's the way he drifts, it's the way he pulls in, it's the way he makes Salah and Diaz play, especially Elliott too. Like the way he can pull the team together just by standing up front and running around. Like it's pretty crazy because he offers what Jota and Nunes don't offer. Yeah, it's really good.
We're a different team with Bobby in, and it shows how the other players move as well when he's on the field, because when he drops, you'll see someone just fills in his spot.
Yeah,
occupying the centre backs.
Because what was happening when we were playing shit at the start of the season, we had no one coming back and picking the ball up off the centre backs. So against United, for an example, we had no Fabinho and Firmino wasn't doing it. We had no one dropping back and picking the ball up. It's good to see now Fabinho's doing that, and then Bobby's not coming all the way back anymore to try and fill that void for Henderson or Milner not doing it. He actually stays up a bit more and can flow around that final third. Yeah. So I think that's where a big change has happened for us. So Klopp, don't fucking bench Fabinho.
Should we have a look at our predictions?
Predictions for this one. We were all pretty one-sided. Scassy had it 3-0. Jackie, you had it 2-0. Benny, you had it 2-0. And I had it 2-1. All in the favour of Liverpool.
Imagine if someone picked that. That'd be
scenes. A game that was almost the upset of the season. Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. What an affair.
The amount of times I've seen City down 2-0, and I'm like, oh, they're going to win.
Yeah. And then Erling Haaland decides not today. I'm a big Norwegian bastard, and look at me go.
It's a bad day not to be a City fan. They are so good.
It's a shit time to be a Man United fan because, goddamn, I fucking love watching Erling Haaland play football.
Mate.
I fucking love it.
Scary human being.
It's just his physicality is crazy. I'm not sure if it was against Palace or it was against who they versed, Nottingham, where he was on like the left side of the post and like someone was grabbing the shirt trying to drag him down. He literally just grabbed him, pushed him out the way, and just booed the top corner. I was like, fucking hell.
I think it was Palace.
I think he scored because he scored 6 over the 2 games. I think he scored at least 2 or 3 where he's got 2 men on his back, basically.
He's like a brick.
I think it was against Palace. He gets that through ball, and there's a bloke right in his back, and there's somebody making a slide tackle at him, and that big left foot just says, "No, thank you. I'm sending you back to."
Who was that? It was Ward.
Yeah. I think it was Ward and Anderson. He had both the centre backs hanging on to him, and he just puts it away.
I've never seen that ever in the Premier League. Someone just hold before the ball even comes. Like the ball's halfway there, and he just like looks. Just like puts his back to him and holds him off.
But he doesn't break stride. He's still at full tilt. Like, I just don't understand.
And then still keeps his balance
to
and
finish
fucking
it. Finish it like he did too. Like, that's off balance. Like, that can be such a hard finish.
He was obviously had the one lull game against, I can't even remember who it was, Bournemouth, where he got 4 touches or whatever.
He got an assist somehow.
But it seems like since that game, he's gone back in the dressing room because now you see Foden starting to look for him a bit more. You see the wingers are like, he's gone in there. He's gone, hey, I can fucking score us goals, you little cunts. Like, let me play my football, please.
pass me the ball and I'll fucking body six defenders.
Since then he
Put the ball in
scored
the
2
back.
goals, 3 goals, 3 goals,
Yeah.
and he has now broken the record for the most goals in the first 5 games in the
It
Premier
is
League.
a joke.
9, isn't it?
watching him.
9 in 5.
And an assist.
And an
10
assist.
contributions in 5 games.
We all saw this coming. As long as he stays fit, we said
No,
as
we
long
did
as he
not.
stays
Not-
fit,
Not at this level.
not the
No,
alarming
not
rate.
this
no.
level.
If he continues this,
Maybe like 4 goals and 5, but not 9.
yeah, I thought maybe he would have like a goal a game ratio, not 2 goals a game.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
but
a
to be
joke.
fair,
2 hat tricks.
Man
in 5
City haven't
games.
played any of the big dogs yet.
Yeah.
But even when they do, like I can't see him. Like I got Arsenal coming up. I think it is. Or
No, we have Arsenal next
who
week.
have they got? They got a good Tottenham. That's it.
Yeah.
I think that.
Tottenham have a great defence.
Yeah, I think he'll have a big game against Tottenham
Yeah.
too. Imagine him against Dyer. He's gonna ragdoll him.
Right. Eric Dyer's going to end up stomping into the fucking fans again. But shout out to Crystal Palace though.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Big fight.
Patrick Vieira's boys are fucking firing. Wilfred Zaha again.
Was that
Right.
this game or the game after where he scored that goal where he cut in on his right and just like whipped it top corner?
That's the game after,
Oh, okay.
I believe. Yeah. Yeah. I
He
can't
didn't score this game. Zaha.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't play this game against
Yeah.
Palace, actually. He was injured for this one.
Yeah, Anderson, good goal, but really
Yeah.
good header.
Yeah.
Like,
corner.
Palace, they look like a whole different unit. Like,
Yeah.
it's easy to say that because a lot of managers come in, but obviously Vieira had them last year, settled them in. We thought losing Gallagher, they'd be fucked. They are
Yeah.
not. They are marvellous, magnificent.
Well, they got that
Props.
Czech Decore, I think. Yeah, Czech
Yeah.
Decore come in at midfield. Schlapp as well. Like he does not get much praise, but
Yeah.
Van Dam's consistent. Hey, he does.
he works
does
so
a job.
hard.
Yeah,
Premier
he's-
League winner as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
with
under the
Leicester.
radar, yeah. Under
Yeah.
the radar, the quality has.
He used to
been-
be left back. He wasn't even starting left back for Leicester when they won the league.
Yeah, he would swap between like left back and
Yeah.
wing.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
left
All
mid.
Brighton would do a bit of.
Insane, but what a transformation to a midfielder he's
Yeah.
become.
Yeah, big shout out to Patrick Vieira and Crystal Palace. But yeah, it looks like
Unlucky
Man
on the
City
day.
have already won the league. We say it
does,
every year
which is
about
a
this
joke.
time. Like,
We'll see. Champions League comes. We'll see.
yeah, the diversification of competitions is going to be massive for them. But when they've only got the Premier League to focus on, fuck me, they're terrifying.
Yeah.
They've obviously kept Bernardo Silva too, who was
Yeah,
been
they've,
instrumental.
they've had
yeah.
one of the best windows in my opinion. We'll get onto that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Predictions.
Predictions for this one. We had it 3-1 to Man City for Scouse, 2-1 for Jackie. Benny, you had it 0-0. You thought the drop off would come this week.
Yeah, I was close too. They were 2-0 up.
3-0, I had it. So a result for most of us there. A London derby in this one. Arsenal versus Fulham.
Big Mitro again. He's on his way
Mitro's
to
on
10
fire.
goals.
Yeah, we'll see when he fucking loses his head again. Another performance by Arsenal. Just
They-
shut teams out.
So they look very, very good.
Very
Yeah.
impressive.
This is one of those games too where when you're flying and a team like Fulham who are doing really well as well come and make things very hard for you.
Yeah.
This is where you can slip up very easily, and they got it done. They did fucking unreal to get that done. Gabriel at fault for the Mitro goal, like that the mistake. I don't know if you guys seen it, but he just dallies on it a bit and then tries to play out. Mitro robs him of it and scores, and then comes back and wins him the game in the 86. Big from Gabriel.
Yeah. I mean, that's showing his youth a little bit. They're a very young side. He's a very young centre back.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to make those types of mistakes. It seems a lot, to be fair, this season in the Prem. There's a lot of dilly-dally goals being conceded from goalkeepers and centre-backs.
Yeah.
But yeah, having the bollocks to then get back up in the corner, or it was corner, I can't remember. But yeah, getting back up there to score the goal.
I think it was a scrap off a corner.
Back in there, good mentality from Arteta's men. Yeah, again, I'm just waiting for him to drop off. It's gonna happen.
When they versus Liverpool.
They're turning into they are turning into City. The way they suffocate teams is very City-esque. I know it's easy to just go Arteta, understudy Pep, like he's just trying to make him a City, but the way they suffocate teams at the moment is so
Well,
surprising.
he is trying to be Pep, but he's done it in a way of spicing it his own, getting his players the last couple of years, and then bringing in ex-Man City players.
It's definitely different to what Pep does. The way he plays is not the same.
Very interested to see how they play against the big six. Oh, not big six, but just the big big two.
Teams.
I think Arsenal
United,
versus City is a telling fixture. I think against United.
I think United will be a good one.
We're scrappy, so it's going to be...
Yeah, but we're at the moment, we've got such a structured defence. Like I think what our defence over the last 3 games looks like one of the best defences in the league. The way we structure back and just no one really can play through us. I know the teams aren't the best that we've versed, but against Arsenal, that's if they come up against a structured defence like ours, seeing if they can play through and seeing if because we're doing this counter on the break and just I think setting up against Arsenal is going to be a very good game for United. So they're going to hold a lot of the ball and they're going to be weak at the back. So
it's a good game for both of them to prove a point.
Exactly. Be interesting.
But yeah, shout out to Mitro.
Shout out to Odegaard too.
Yeah, Odegaard.
Big boy stepped up.
Big time. Big time step up from that young man. Predictions for this one. Scassy had it 2-0. Jackie 3-1, Benny 3-0, me 4-1, all in the favour of Arsenal FC.
They're hard to back against at the moment.
Villa versus West Ham.
This is a big game for West Ham.
It was a big game for both.
Yeah.
For both.
Both needed points.
West Ham were bottom of the table, no wins. And for a team of who they are, what they were playing like last season, the players they got, you expect them to at least get a few points starting off the season, but
they have started slow. We've said it every week.
But
this is the game to get a result in.
Yeah, you got the job done. So it's good because now when I saw West Ham play against Tottenham the week after, you're starting to see that back in the team, like West Ham back to where they were slowly.
Yeah, just a bit of mentality for them to get back in there. Again, Villa looked fucking rubbish.
Yeah,
really.
There were chances. I thought it was 2 shaky teams to me.
Yeah.
Villa looked bad, but so did West Ham at times.
Yeah. It's not... I mean, it's obviously better for West Ham now. This result's definitely spurred them on a bit. But Villa, you're definitely starting to be like, well, they need something.
I feel like Villa were not too bad this game.
Yeah, but...
Considering they lose,
it's just a result.
It's just a result. They dominated possession. I think they had more shots.
It was... Yeah, I agree. I thought it was an ugly game, but I thought it could have gone either way for me.
I think it's...
They just lack that spine for me.
Well, it's because I don't think Stevie's not playing the same midfield. It's a different midfield every game.
Yeah, he doesn't know he's 11.
No, he doesn't. I think that's fucking shooting himself in the foot. He needs to get a midfield in there and try and stick with him.
He's also not... he's lost his first choice centre-back, I think, Jago Carlos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To a fairly big injury.
Yeah, and no Mings either.
They brought in Bednarak on loan.
I'm not sure he likes Mings, eh?
He doesn't like Mings.
Mings wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah.
I think he does. But I think he's coming around to him.
Yeah.
I think he has to.
Yeah. He's got no choice now.
He's got no defenders.
Yeah, well, it's not about play parties, mate. It's about football.
Well, it is a bit when you're the manager, you have to trust your players are going to fight for you.
Yeah.
And I think it's maybe I'm sound biased again here, but it's weird that Tyron Mings has sort of fallen a little bit since he was the captain.
Yeah,
you would think that he would just fight, if not for the manager, for the badge. Yeah, you can see in his game
really get the chance.
I think
he is now, but
it would have hit his confidence. Stevie G coming in, stripping his captaincy and dropping him.
Yeah, lad, I'm taking the armband off you.
That would be pretty detrimental to his confidence.
He just looks like too relaxed.
He just makes too many mistakes. That's his problem. Like you said, he's too relaxed and he's just too I don't think he's up to it.
It's in a different way to how Virgil is relaxed because he looks in control.
Because Virgil's composed.
Yeah.
But Mings is just I don't know what it is, but I know exactly what you mean.
He's trying to put on that persona of I'm in control, but there's just too many mistakes in his game for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
But again, I thought Villa in this game weren't too bad. Just couldn't score a goal.
Yeah.
What was our predictions? If no one has anything else to say.
Yeah, predictions for this one. Scass, you had it 2-2 draw. Jackie, you had it a 1-1 draw. Benny, you had it 3-1. And I had it to West Ham, and I had it 2-0 to West Ham.
Fucking up the West Ham.
United.
Another relatively quiet game, Wolves versus Newcastle.
Newcastle with the last minute goal.
Last minute.
Cracker too, that St. Maximin volley.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a hit that was. Definitely
That
up there
curled a
for
mile.
goal of the season.
That curled a mile.
Yeah.
That one.
Definitely up there for goal of the season.
It was like Benzema's. Do you remember his goal where it just curled like from the fucking edge of the 18-yard box?
Yeah. St. Maximin again. He was brilliant in this game again. Obviously got his goal to show it, but it's a good sign for Newcastle fans that St. Maximin's firing.
Yeah.
Obviously we'll get onto their transfers and their new players they bought in
Do we say
in the next game.
Has he got his Ballon d'Or nomination?
I mean, he's definitely pushing for it this year. He's definitely turned his
joking,
Ballon d'Or
guys, I'm
energy
joking.
on. Yeah,
Relax.
and a Wolves team which is looking to grow into it. Nunez and Guedes both look like they've already made a home.
Yeah.
They've adapted to the Portuguese way of life in England.
The big thing for Wolves for me is that they always look the better side almost in every game they play, but they just aren't getting it done. They're not. They're not. They just can't get the results. Like they should see that out. 90th minute, St. Maximin volley. I mean, it's how do you stop it? But you know, a good side sees those results out.
Their forwards aren't scoring a lot of goals. Like this goal was Ruben Neves.
was a cracker
Standard
too.
Ruben
Absolute
Neves procedure.
belter.
Get him on the edge of the box and watch him put it wherever the fuck he wants. Through traffic as well.
Yeah, I think he megged a defender.
Yeah, brilliant strike. But yeah, their forwards aren't scoring a lot.
Yeah.
Which is concerning if you're a team like Wolves. Like,
Yeah.
you can only rely on midfielders for so long. They got Hwang Hee-chan, doesn't do the business.
Adama on the bench.
Yeah.
But he's just not really a goal scorer either.
He doesn't look like, when he comes on too, I feel like he just does not suit that team at all. Everyone gets annoyed when he gets the ball because he just runs.
Yeah.
And like no one, like it used to be okay because Jimenez would just make runs, bold
just
runs,
get
and
his
he
head
would
on
just
the end
whip
of
it
it.
in.
Yeah.
But no one makes runs for him anymore. I watched him play the other week when he come on. I think it was against Spurs. He just made runs, and it just looked like the Wolves team just like retreated and just like fuck, he's gonna give it away.
Yeah.
Just drop off.
I think his head's gone. Like his
Still in Barca.
Yeah, well, that's where he wanted to go, but
And-
stay. But
Yeah, Barca didn't want him because he wasn't that good when he went there either.
Wolves don't want him either.
No,
He's a black Dan James.
pretty much.
That's what it is.
Pretty much.
With
He's
small
fucking a
muscles,
yoked
hench,
black Dan
a
James,
hench.
but yeah.
with Dan James.
No, because I would say Dan James is more direct. Dan James wants to score goals, whereas Traore doesn't.
Just wants to run.
Yeah, he all he does is make that run down to
Yeah.
the byline and then cut it back, or get as close as he can and then cut it back. Like there's no, it's not a diagonal inside run. It's just get me to the line. I'm gonna fucking burn past.
He's
you.
effective as heck at doing it.
Yeah,
He would have
thought
been.
he was good at Barca though. I thought he was alright.
he didn't get
Okay.
He didn't do craziness.
No.
Like he could have. Like in the La Liga, you kind of expect someone with pace and with Depay and Aubameyang to play off. Like maybe it would have been better with Lewandowski there. Like he would have got more end product with Lewandowski there. But
Just on Barca, actually. Did you see Bellerin's back there?
yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
9
think
day
that's-
deal.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
They loaned Dest
Free.
out to Milan as well.
Yeah, was because they bought
That's-
Bellingham in.
Milan, low key transfer window from the gods.
That's why.
But the gods.
From the gods.
Why I
Div.
said
They have
the
made
They
some
got
gods.
Divock, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
And then dark horse Champions League. I told you.
I told you. I've been
No,
saying
I
for
s-
weeks.
No, I fucking said it.
You blood slated me on the Champions League one.
I think you said it, and then I said I think they could go far.
You just copying my things as usual.
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Amateurs.
Did you want to say something on that Scouse? I think.
I was trying to make a joke, but it's past now.
Sorry.
Oh, go for it.
I was just going to say,
Is it another special needs joke?
it can be. Let me slow it down. I was going to say, Adama Traore should play for the West Tigers if he wants to be a winger, but don't worry about it. Right? The joke's gone now.
Rugby. Predictions for this one. Scass, you had it 2-0 Newcastle. Jack, you had it 1-1. Benny, you had it 1-0 Newcastle. I had it 1-0 Newcastle. This is Jackie's huge week. He's gone mad this week.
Well done, Jackal.
Thanks, guys.
Another exact on this one for Jackie. Nottingham versus Tottenham. Pretty cut and dry performance.
Harry Kane.
Kane
Kane playing.
Just unstoppable this year. Seems to be involved in every capacity for him.
Son again, not.
Yeah, Son.
Come off and Richarlison with his outside the foot cross.
Yeah, what a fucking ball that was. What a ball.
I rated that.
Yeah, concerning for Son, as we've mentioned, he has his off periods, but the fact he's now the one being substituted for Richarlison instead of Kulusevski, very telling.
Although that did change this week.
Yeah, but very telling to how personally he is mentally, perhaps. I don't know. I
think everyone's reading into it. I think Richarlison's just very, very good depth. So, it could be Son, it could be Kulusevski. I think just on the day, whoever's performing, whoever's not. I think so many people are talking about it. I'm just like, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Son will fire. Son will score goals.
Oh yeah, Son will.
He will start to.
As
come
I've said,
back.
pretty much every week now, he will contribute.
Yeah.
But it's just not happening at the moment, and it won't be to the standard that he did last year.
Yeah.
He's still a quality player.
Yeah, I think it's that recency bias.
Yeah, I think me and you, Scouse, have said for ages he's one player we'd have at Liverpool.
Oh, 100%.
And most teams would have it at their team as well.
Yeah. I'd like Kane personally.
Yeah.
He's a striker. You don't need another winger.
Yeah. This is also the game in which Richarlison got absolutely snapped in half for fucking juggling.
Yeah.
Picking up the little juggling and then gets cut in half by the Nottingham players, which he got a rate. And then him talking shit about it on Twitter afterwards, telling people to cry more.
That was actually to Diddy Hammond as well.
Yeah.
I like Richarlison.
That's some big
He's a
fuck off
fuckwit.
energy.
I like
Big
him.
fuck off energy.
Cockhead.
I like watching him too. He's good in that Spurs team.
Yeah.
He's got to get a start soon for me. He comes on and makes such an impact.
Having the pressure off him, he doesn't have to be the main man. It's letting him flourish a lot more.
Reminds me of Gabby at Arsenal, like that Brazilian flair where they've come in and they don't have that massive pressure.
Yeah.
And he's just, he looks like he can just
do
have
some
fun
business.
with the game.
Looks like Spurs are starting to at least hold some decent form. Obviously, it's only 2-0 against Nottingham, but...
Well, this was the most convincing I think Spurs have looked for the start of the season anyway. And it's against a fresh Nottingham team.
Yeah.
Still trying to come to
Quite
grips.
literally fresh Nottingham team.
I think
Still
the
trying to
starting
sort out
11...
Best 21
Learning
players.
each other's fucking names still.
I think there's maybe three players in Nottingham starting 11 that played last season. So it's
Crazy.
Insanity. Predictions for that one as we're closing on the hour mark and we're still in game week 1. Scass, you had it 3-1 Tottenham, Jackie 2-0 Tottenham, Benny 3-1 Tottenham, and I had it 3-0. So another exact for Jackie there.
well done, Jackie.
Caps out a massive week for him, record breaking 11 points for him.
Nice. And then now we'll transition to game week 5.
Game week 5.
And then I've shit the bed this week.
Yeah.
I think we all have to.
I think it was alright actually.
Palace Brentford to kick
Palace
us
Brentford
off.
to start us off. This is the game in which Wilf came out afterwards and was like, what the fuck have we done?
Yeah.
Zaha's goal.
Zaha's goal was
beauty.
a screamer. He's really untouchable in that Palace team at the minute. He's so hard to mark, creates so much.
The good thing about, I was saying last week, I think it was, is Zaha finally has like a good manager. But he's also finally got like young, exciting players around him too. Like Eze, Elise, Schlupp. Players like that who can, a lot more exciting type plays. And
Yeah.
do like to go forward. Because I think before it was just him, Ayew, Benteke. Like I think there's just so much on him. But I think now he's got so much youth and energy around him.
It's the midfield
good.
too. Like losing Milivojevic as a weekly starter, like you lose that just shithouse, get the ball, pump it long bullshit. They've got a very technical midfield now, like with Eze and with the players behind him that looking to advance the ball
It's
constantly.
I would argue that. How'd you say it?
Milivojevic.
I'm not going to try it. I would argue that he's quite technical, but he doesn't dribble like the others.
Yeah, he doesn't provide the same role.
it's a
He's
steady
technical in a
head.
different sense.
Yeah.
Like they bring him on to kill games out at the minute. He comes on about the 75th and he takes the sting out of the games completely because he's just there and he shithouses things. But
He's not a proactive player at all.
no,
I think
He's one that can keep the ball for his team, but he's not one to dribble.
he's not going to progress it. He's just going to hold it, move it around.
Yeah.
a big thing for Palace, in my opinion, as well, is there's two centre halves, Gay and Anderson. both good ball playing centre backs too. You know, Anderson pings those balls over the back so well. Like for Eze, for Zaha, for the forward players, like he can ping those long diagonals better than probably most centre backs in the league, I would say. His ball playing skills are unreal. He hits that on the button every time, I think.
It's good. It's good to see Palace. And again, Brentford, I think it was a last minute.
88th or something.
Yeah, very late.
Did you get your Palace jersey yet?
No, I will get
It's
it.
on the way.
It's on the to-do
In
list.
transit.
Yeah. my Wolf Palace jersey, yeah.
Predictions?
Yeah. I mean, we could touch on Brentford, but again, scrappy.
Yeah.
Stayed in the game. Caught it just at the end.
Yeah.
Good on them for picking up points.
Got the result.
But yeah. Predictions for this one. Scass, you had it 1-1. Yes. Jackie, you had it 2-1 Palace. Benny, you had it 1-0 Palace. I also had it 2-1 Palace. So it's a strong start to the week for Scassy G.
Fucking oath.
Fulham versus Brighton. Again, a very
This
telling
was
story.
Surprising result. I was
Upset of the week.
big Mitro again on his way to 10.
Yeah, he's really racking them up early season. A quite solid performance from Fulham, I thought. Really, kind of were in the driver's seat on a Brighton team that have been so good.
Yeah, exactly. Brighton have been good.
For once, Brighton just didn't look like they had an answer going forward.
Yeah.
They just... One thing that... I mean, they didn't play Welbeck, which...
That's why.
it might have been,
It's my guy.
But interesting choice.
They did play Undav, didn't they?
Hey?
They did play Undav, Dennis
No.
Undav.
No, they played Trossard and Gross up top.
Oh, gross up top, yeah.
And no
Well,
striker.
Gross off Trossard, but yeah. Interesting choice for me. You know, Welbeck's been really good to start the season. I'd have dropped him. And
Maybe they're just resting legs because obviously there are the cup competitions starting, I think.
the midweek game as well. You know, it's not easy playing this game.
This is when we've had 4 weeks of very easy to pick ball because it's been best 11 on best 11. Now is when rotation and decisions have to start being made by managers.
It's just tough though, because like a team like Fulham, you want to be getting those results because they're important points.
Yeah, and Fulham played fucking well for it.
Good,
They had to earn that result. It's not an easy one against a very good team. Shout out to Marco Silva as well for holding his job down.
Yeah.
Usually, if a Marco Silva team has played 5 games, he's usually in the talks for losing his job. So
I think I said... Oh, sorry, keep going.
no, just shout out to him. Well done, lad.
I said in the first episode too, if you can get 8 points in your first 5 games, there's a 95% chance you stay in the league. And Fulham have got 8 and 5.
Called it.
Called it.
I think, we spoke about Fulham in the Liverpool game to kick off the season, and we all said it's not sustainable the way they played. Hats off to them because they fucking have kept it up.
Sustainable.
I think they had that dip after day 2. They drew to Wolves and they didn't look that great. Missed the penalty, but every game day since pretty much they've looked good. They beat Brentford, lost to Arsenal, but made it hard. Awfully, probably they put up the best fight against Arsenal of the season so far.
Most resilient.
And then beating Brighton for me is huge for them.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a massive 3 points.
Massive 3 points. Maybe they will escape the drop this year. In which case, what teams are going to be down there with Bournemouth?
Bit of a fortress as well, Craven Cottage. It's looking like.
Yeah. Look, considering last time they were in the Prem, it was basically a free 3 points every time you went there.
Yeah, actually.
Hats off to them.
What was our predicaments
For this one.
That one.
That was bars.
Speaking Spanish, mate. Oui.
None of us saw this Fulham outrageousness coming. Scass, you had it 2-0 Brighton. Jackie, you had it 3-0 Brighton. Benny had it 2-1 to Brighton. And I had it as a 0-0. So
Motherfuckers.
this is the start of our terrible weeks all round. Southampton versus Chelsea.
Fucking Chelsea.
Wow. When we talk about how rubbish Chelsea are.
The one positive about Chelsea is Sterling. I thought his goal was good.
Very scrappy.
It was scrappy.
To hang in there
is that
and
the
be
deflection?
strong.
Nah, it's where he
It's when
got the
he got
ball
taken
and he
out
did like a
and then-
360 with it.
Yeah.
And then he went to kick it, he dummied it, and then he's just trying to find the perfect
Yeah.
spot to kick. So he
And
did really
hits
well
it as he
there.
falls.
But besides that, Chelsea, what the fuck?
Lavia with an absolute
Lavia.
rock
Yeah.
score. He's the first
so
Premier League
good.
goal scorer born in 2004.
Yeah. See that.
Really?
2004. That's mental.
There's an end.
Still a child.
Yeah. He's
Crazy.
And he's and that Southampton team. Adam Armstrong scored the final goal. I wanna
Yeah.
say. And it was that off
That was
the
a
corner,
cracker.
another goal off a corner. Chelsea have a real problem with set pieces this year. They just cannot. Leeds scored from a set piece. Southampton scored from a set piece.
Rudiger was such a beast.
Yeah.
Like, just pushing people out his way. I'm going to fucking head this.
Yeah. Koulibaly and Thiago Silva, they're two of the most experienced centre-backs in world football currently.
Yeah.
And neither of them can get their head on it to get it out of there.
Worrying signs for Chelsea. With the money
Another
they're
shit
spending.
performance from Jorginho. Havertz. I didn't think Mendy was particularly good. Do they have to start playing Kepa again?
Nah.
I mean, Mendy's been at fault against Leeds, especially.
Yeah,
like,
Brendan Aronson goal.
and
Always
even
the line.
the ball from the corner that Southampton scored from, Azpilicueta could have just played it back to Mendy, and he thought, "Fuck this, I'm
I
putting it
seen
into
that.
Rosette."
Yeah.
And he's fucked it and
That-
put the pressure on him.
Yeah.
Chelsea fans are all over Aspil at the moment,
Yeah,
saying like, "Fucking should
he's
have
not
left,"
ready. Yeah,
which is crazy from Chelsea fans, in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you expect?
it's Chelsea.
Yeah,
like
but
the,
Chelsea
the
fans.
most
Yeah.
cutthroat fucking club in the world. If Abramovich was still there, I think Tuchel's fired and Azpilicueta's in Barcelona right now.
I think
Yeah, I don't
sipping
think
on
you
a
should be
fucking sangria.
Yeah.
Chelsea in trouble for me. No, I don't see. I mean, obviously it's one result. They haven't looked good throughout the season to me, but the signings don't scream like they're going to make a massive difference. Aubameyang for me looked panicked.
Is a hit and miss.
Yeah,
deal.
it's a panic signing.
I don't think that's a huge signing, Aubameyang. Like everyone's raving on about it, but it's like,
It's a loan
yeah,
with a fee of like £5 to £10 million. I think.
It's permanent.
It's permanent.
What?
yeah, we signed.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a loan.
No, it was 15 or maybe 20 mil, and it was supposed to be Alonso included, but because of Barcelona's bullshit FFP laws, they didn't want it included because then they wouldn't lose Aubameyang's salary from their salary. So and it's just bullshit. So
But they did sign Zakaria.
yeah,
Like, that's
Zakaria,
a loan.
That's a great, but also a confusing one from Juventus' point of view because they only got him last.
Yeah, he
January.
probably hasn't worked out for him.
From Black.
Because I haven't seen him playing much.
Much in Gladbach, yeah.
Yeah, that one. I'm just speaking Spanish, mate. Oui.
Swear at him in Spanish,
Again,
please.
like we kind of touched on Juventus last week. I don't think Allegri's really got
Yeah.
handle on that team. I think he's not the man for the job there. But yeah, to lose Zakaria, United wanted him. We were going to pay 50 mil for him, and Juventus snubbed him for 20.
Who else
And
did
then
they lose?
didn't have him.
Arthur, and they lost another midfielder.
Who you, babe?
Yeah.
They
Arthur,
were looking at
Zakaria.
losing Rabiot. They didn't lose him.
No,
No, I thought they lost not Pjanic.
no, he's at Barca.
Yeah.
I don't know. When
Yeah, I can't
Let's
think of who.
stay on topic
on the Prem,
of
but yeah,
Chelsea.
Southampton, well done, credit to them.
Yeah.
Points they need to
Southampton
avoid
as well, looking stronger and stronger
Yeah.
each week. They're looking.
as the
better.
team grows together. It's going to be interesting when cups come. I think we could see a steep drop off for them. As
Yeah.
much as we rant and rave about them and their youth and their quality at the minute,
Yeah.
it's going to get very difficult for them. They're still, for me, a relegation candidate. It's going to be a very, very hard fought season to keep them up and out of there. But yeah, Chelsea, very concerning.
What was
We said
predictions?
he'd get a red card.
No red cards this week. Shout out to their discipline. Predictions for this one. We mostly had it in Chelsea's favour. Scash, you had it 3-1 Chelsea. Jackie 2-1 Chelsea. Benny 2-all. And I had it 3-1 Chelsea.
Oh, friggers.
No good, no good. Leeds versus Everton.
Shithouse game again.
1-1 draw. What a
1-1.
surprise. Everton involved. It's a boring as fuck game. Another Anthony Gordon goal, was it not?
Yeah.
Well taken finish as well. Everton,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. They're there. They play football week in, week out. They do the bare minimum. Try and shit out a goal. Like,
They've made some signings, which we will touch on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that
I think
brings the
their back
spring
line
to-
looks much better with Tarkovsky and Connor Cody in it.
Yeah.
I think Tarkovsky especially
Yeah.
just looks immense in that back line.
I rate that signing. I love Tarkovsky.
Yeah,
same.
I don't give a fuck about Everton this year. I just
They're
really
hard to
don't
watch.
care. Like,
They're
they're
really
so
hard
boring.
to watch.
Like, shout out to Frank for doing the bare minimum to scrape enough points to stay
Yeah.
in the league again. But yeah,
For me, he's doing well. He's doing the right thing, but soon enough they need to start progressing.
Yeah.
Because you can't just be a Burnley for the rest of your life.
Especially a team like Everton as well. Like
The fan base will, the fan base will not
And especially
accept
too, because when they get their new stadium, do you want to go and play that type of fucking football in it?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Leeds as well. I really expect them to get the job done against Everton.
Yeah, definitely should have pulled a result from somewhere.
See the beef between Gordon and Christensen as well?
No.
Didn't see that? No. Well, they fucking Gordon, the little rat, like hit him super late. Like Christensen back pass to his keeper. Out of like it was like almost 10 seconds later, Gordon just comes in the back of him and smashes his heels.
Is this the game as well where Gordon smacks the assistant coach? Oh no, that was
Steve Cooper, was it? No,
John Smith.
I have no idea.
it was.
What was Dean Brown?
Dean Brown, yeah.
But yeah,
Man, I love Dean Brown.
yeah, they went head to head and both got yellow cards for it in the end. But I was thinking, like Christensen's a solid unit.
Yeah. And
Going up against, like, Gordon going up against him.
He's a bit of a lunatic, Gordon, because I seen he went to give his shirt to a fan's kid after the game, and the dad just, like, throws his kid over the fucking, over the boards to, like, see him, and he grabs him by the head. He's like, don't you move to Chelsea. You stay with us. And Gordon's just like, oh, okay, I'll pick the kid up, you fucking psycho.
He's alive as well. He's like,
what the fuck? Yeah.
I don't like
that was the...
he's always flopping.
By the way.
Yeah.
He's always on the ground. Like he doesn't get touched, and he just goes in the ground and stays. It's like, bro,
He's a rat.
get up.
It's about the kid.
No.
Predictions for this one. 2-1 Leeds for Scousey, 2-2 for Jackie, 1-0 Leeds for Benny, and 2-0 Leeds for me. None of us had the draw,
Well done,
unsurprisingly.
Didn't you say...
Oh, yeah, Joe. Sorry. I did literally just read that and then just completely disregard it. It's very early in the morning. Arsenal versus Villa.
Bournemouth Wolves.
Yeah,
Bournemouth Wolves. Okay. In my list next is Arsenal Villa, but
Please.
whatever. Bournemouth Wolves. Let's talk about this game. 0-0.
Predictions.
Well done. That was great.
I don't even think I fucking watched the highlights. That
Yeah,
game.
I
was just
didn't
like,
see
fuck
shit.
it, I'm not
To be
watching
honest, I think I watched the highlights and I watched about 46 seconds.
Well,
that.
Bournemouth
Stats, yeah, Wolves look like they absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah.
went from conceding 9 to conceding 0, so I guess that's an improvement.
So
Who's
fast,
Who's their interim?
I
Does
don't-
anyone know?
No idea. I presume it's the whoever was
Assistant?
second in command to Steve Parker. Steve Parker.
Maybe.
Fuck.
Dean Brown.
Oh God, it's all falling apart. Yeah,
We even talking about Steve Cooper.
yeah, it's fucking Scott Parker.
Scott Parker.
Shout out my guy Scott Parker.
Classic Wolves game as well. Low scoring,
Yeah.
usually.
Low scoring.
Not them scoring either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard.
Predictions for this one: Scass, you had it 1-0 Wolves. Benny, you had it 1-0. Jack, you had it 1-0 Bournemouth. Benny, you had it 2-0 Wolves. I had it 1-0 Wolves.
I don't think I'm ever going to predict Wolves to get more than
No.
2 goals ever again.
They
Seriously.
win 4-0 next week.
Yeah.
We'll go City versus Forest next.
Do this.
Why? What did you have up next?
Arsenal Villa.
All right, then Arsenal Villa. You fucking made me skip it. Professionalism. God. Arsenal Villa, 2-1.
Penultimate game for
Arsenal.
Stevie.
You reckon?
Yeah. He gets smacked next week against City. He loses his job.
Yeah, honestly. Well, the way the firing schedule's gone so far, you're about right. It's smacking at City sends you home.
Yeah.
Or a smacking of the big two sends you home.
This was an absolute annihilation too from Arsenal. They fucking walked all over Villa. The 2-1 does not paint the picture. Should have been way more. And
Arsenal are really good.
the goal, even the goal for me for Villa, that's no goal. That's a foul. Kamara off
on
the
Ramsdale
corner.
all day. Yeah,
That's a foul. He's holding him like that. You can't do
Ramsdale's
that.
literally got his hands over the top of him trying to get to the... And he would have got there if not for Kamara. So
That's 100% a
referees
foul.
and VAR fucking
It's a
shambles.
mess.
Must be from Birmingham.
Yeah, like just a shame, really. Shame for Arsenal to lose a clean sheet in that manner and to put the pressure back on themselves a little bit as well.
But I tell you what, I think it was within the minute after they conceded. No, 3 minutes after they conceded.
Kicked off and went straight up there. And
they went and
pumped it in.
scored and went back in the lead.
Yeah.
Which testament to Arsenal, but what the fuck are you thinking, Bill? Like, seriously.
Well, they did that the week before, I think it was, or the week before that. Ollie Watkins scored in the first 4 minutes, then 2 minutes later, the other team equalised.
Yeah.
What game was that?
That was, I remember, was it Palace?
Palace, yeah. So they scored straight away, then within 2 minutes they conceded.
Yeah.
They've got big issues.
It's very concerning for Villa fans. For Arsenal, fucking enjoy it while you can. Enjoy this 5-5.
Martinelli looked unreal in this game too.
Sublime.
Yeah.
He's a quiet underachiever in that Arsenal
I don't
team.
know if you guys seen the volley he hit.
Yeah.
That goal of the season that would have been. That was a joke.
He's just playing confidently. He's playing strong. He's one of those players
so
that's
young.
taken the number 11 and gone, well, this is my number now.
Yeah.
Like,
hats off to Emi Martinez from Villa too, because that could have been
bloodbath.
a whitewash if he had an absolute belter of a game.
And especially, well, it's because he was playing against Arsenal, his old club, that wanted to keep him. He would have done bits at Arsenal now too. But yeah, predictions for this one. We got a double exacta. Both Scousey and Jackie picked this one 2-1.
Fuckers.
Benny, you had it 3-1. I had it 3-0. So we all pick up points on the day. But yeah, well done, lads. Shout out to you boys. No, here we go. Man City versus Nottingham.
Haaland just needs to fucking relax.
Just fucking grow up.
Yeah.
Haaland, honestly. Like, just take a fucking day off. 2 hat tricks in a row. 9 and 5.
That's unheard of too. 2 hat tricks in a row. I don't think, for as long as I've been watching, I've never seen 2 hat tricks in a row.
It's wild.
That's a joke.
And the way he's scoring goals is wild. The way he's contributing to the team.
He gets subbed off at 70 minutes every game too.
Yeah.
Which is
It's Pep trying to keep a roof on him, but he's saying, fuck your roof. I'll score 8 goals in
I
70
would be
minutes.
filthy if I were him. Keep me on.
Well,
I would
he's
score more.
filthy.
Yeah.
First game of the
Every
season
time.
too. Haaland was on a brace and Pep took him off in the 70th minute. So he could have had 10 and 5 if like Pep played him. But yeah,
And I feel like City are a team as well who get a lot of chances late on because they drown teams.
grind.
Yeah.
Like he's a scary human
In
being.
this game, did he come off and then De Bruyne come on?
Yes.
Fuck
Yeah.
that if you're
What a
Tottenham
fucking
Forest.
substitution. Yeah.
Being 5-0 up, it's kind of smart to take him off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As like, as a manager, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to give.
We've spoken about his injury proneness.
Yeah. Limit his game time.
Yeah.
Keep him fresh.
Especially if he's just coming on for 70 minutes and banging 3 goals a game.
There's also midweek games coming up with the Champions League.
Yeah.
So
I want
I'd
to give.
say he'd played 90 minutes there. I reckon he will.
Yeah.
Might not.
Yeah. Probably in the Champions League, you definitely keep him right there and keep your chances in.
I reckon he's going to keep going with the 70. I think he just keeps doing it because if you can have him come on and score a hat trick in 70 minutes, take him off.
Yeah,
why the fuck
but
wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
Why
if
risk
it's
it?
Why
if
risk
it's like a tough game against like an Atletico Madrid,
Yeah.
and it's like 0-0 or 1-0, you keep him on.
Yeah.
But
Who have they
All
got?
circumstantial.
I want to give a special shout out to who I think
Alvarez.
might be the best player in the Premier League right now,
Bernardo Silva.
Joao Cancelo.
Really?
He is the most well-rounded. The goal he scored
Yeah.
was fucking unreal.
He's a joke.
His movement, his passing, his awareness, he doesn't have a bad bit in his game. Fuck me. Like, I think he might be the best overall player in the Premier League right now.
I don't know.
It's a bold statement to make,
it's a
but like,
huge statement.
he's been so, like, it's so massive for this Man City team too. Like, the way he creates and recycles the ball and getting into that area and hitting that strike.
He is
it
a
was
joke.
ridiculous. And then Alvarez too to come on and bury 2.
We started this game. This was
did
his first start, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, even still,
He
to come on
Get a
and
double.
score 2 in the
Yeah.
late ends. As soon as Haaland goes off, basically, he says, "Right, watch me score some."
he
goals
played
now."
well too. He looked really good. He looked lively. I will say there was the one. I think it was his first goal where he makes the keeper. He could have squared. He should have squared Haaland. The angle was so tight,
Oh, I remember
and
that.
Haaland had spun right in the center of the box, and I was like, surely you square that, and he didn't, but he scored. But I was like that could have been another goal for Haaland, like easily another goal.
I think when you're already fucking 4 up, and you're Alvarez, you go, I need some of this.
Yeah,
Like, I need to
I
get
think
my name out there too. Otherwise, Pep's not going to use me next.
Just
week.
that attacking greediness when you're winning.
You can take it then. But
I think I just think if that's Silva or Foden in that situation, they square him.
yeah. But that's the difference
Foden
between
actually didn't square it.
Yeah, he
one
shot
time when
and Haaland finished it.
Yeah.
Did they end up scoring from that? I thought the keeper saved it and then
It came off the post back to Haaland.
did it?
Did it? Maybe.
I don't know.
Perhaps. I can't remember. I feel like I saw that happening, but it could have been a fever dream.
Surprised that the benching De Bruyne, benching Mahrez, and they play as well as they did. Their front four in that game was so free flowing. Like,
Oh, the Silva's fucking
he's
amazing.
good. He is so good. The way he provides something a bit different, I think, to De Bruyne when he plays. When he plays that central role, I think he did against Nottingham anyway. And he just, I don't know, he doesn't, like De Bruyne gets on the ball and makes things happen. Bernardo Silva makes things happen off the ball.
Yeah.
He makes so many ridiculous runs.
Yeah.
It just opens gaps everywhere.
Don't get me
He's
wrong.
looking for the ball too.
Yeah.
Like De Bruyne is like a visionary and Silva's like a magician.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
But yeah, let's get to predictions.
Just fall down the spot.
You can write your quote up on the wall.
We all had it in Man City's favour. Scarcey 3-1, Jackie 5-0, Benny 4-0, and I had it 2-1.
Close, Jackie.
West Ham versus Tottenham.
Tottenham. I'm not Tottenham. West Ham.
West Ham pulling it out.
big point.
And to be honest, West Ham were the better team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You look at
100%.
it, they had the more chances. Declan Rice almost scored a fucking absolute screamer, a jumping volley from the edge of the box.
What the fuck was Hugo Lloris doing this game?
Yeah,
He had a stinger, hey?
Yeah, it was
rubbish.
shocking.
He was, but to be fair, Tottenham were just inviting pressure. Their centre backs too. West Ham in the second half was so good at pushing up on them and pushing them right back, and then it'd get to Lloris or one of their centre backs, and they just lump it to where the West Ham midfield's already moved up to, and just again immediate. That's where the goal came from the throw in. They broke and pushed that line.
I think against West Ham, you have to press them because if you invite pressure like Tottenham did, Souček gets in the box.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. Yeah. Because he fucking just wins everything, it seems.
Last year, teams
like that
learned to
midfield.
stop that because he scored so many goals the year before last. And this year, he was just, this goal is exactly that. Drives in there, big check bastard, takes the ball and puts it in the bottom corner.
Yeah, shout out to West Ham. It's good to see him play the football we know they can play.
I'm also very excited now that they've got Paqueta. He's going to open that front three up.
Yeah.
They've made some signings.
They've made some brilliant signings.
Who gets
I've
benched?
talked about Tottenham's midfield. I like theirs, but I'm liking West Ham's midfield. Jesus.
I think
Bowen or it have to be
I think
like
it'd be
four nails.
big
I think
Fornals because
probably.
Fornals plays through the middle, I think, more than anyone
Through the
else.
middle, through the left.
Sorry, I like Bowen. I like Ben Rama, Souček,
Don't
Rice.
like Bowen.
No, I do.
Oh,
I think Bowen was my player pick for West Ham this season.
yeah. I like
But
Bowen.
Fornals, yeah, he'd probably be the one.
Fornals might move out to the left if they.
I think Paqueta will be a mainstay in the sort of centre of that three, and then Benrahma, Fornals, Lanzini will all sort of rotate on that left-hand side.
It's probably time for Lanzini to look for a loan move else. I mean, obviously the window's closed now. Left it a bit late, but it's probably time for him to start thinking about moving on.
For him, I think that's a good idea. For West Ham, no, because they need the depth, and he is good depth to have.
Yeah.
He can play in that pivot too with Rice or Souček as well. We've seen him do that before.
Yeah, he's
so
well-rounded enough.
yeah,
But yeah, Tottenham didn't really look
at the
very
races.
impressive. I think the first 20 minutes, they probably had a good few chances. Were cutting West Ham apart a bit, but West Ham really grew into it and fought back at them. So
Yeah.
it's a big result for him. You know,
First
a win
start
and
for
then a good-
Basuma as well, just quietly.
And he
Did okay, but
didn't set the world alight. But yeah, good for West Ham, not so good for Tottenham. Predictions for this one: Scarcey had it 3-2 West Ham, Tottenham. Jackie had it 2-1 Tottenham. Benny had it 3-2 West Ham, and I had it 3-1 West Ham.
Be on with this next one, aren't you?
on to the big
Yeah,
game of the week, robbery of the week.
I am spewing, but I'm also very happy because that Newcastle performance was marvellous. I didn't think Liverpool deserved a win at all.
They didn't. They got
I think
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Are you joking or what?
No, I think Newcastle were fantastic.
I don't think
What?
Newcastle were fantastic.
Newcastle on the floor for it was 24 minutes of the game. How's that fantastic?
I don't
performance?
think they were
That was
fantastic.
shocking.
That was shit.
First-
First
First
That's
half,
not fantastic.
First half, Newcastle were good,
They were
I think-
fucking cunts.
but Newcastle deserved
Yeah, they didn't
more
deserve
than that.
But like
me-
Liverpool getting the win is not undeserved either.
I think it is. I think
No.
I think Isaac scores the second goal that to me should
Yeah.
be offside.
Can we just Alexander Isak? They brought him straight in,
Yeah,
and he
that's
fucking
well. Like,
murks that Liverpool defense.
We have 72% possession to 28, 23 shots to 5.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Like, how does Liverpool not deserve to win that?
well because I think that Newcastle got up and they sat in, which is what they did. They played well in the
definitely
first
invited
half
pressure,
and they
yeah.
sat in, but which is what most teams do. It doesn't mean you deserve to win if you're going to soak up possession and shoot a lot. That doesn't mean you deserve
That's the
to
point
win.
of football. So I reckon
No way,
overall
I
they
don't-
deserve
Newcastle's
to win that.
performance here is anti-football for me.
I reckon it was shocking.
They're-
It's disgusting.
Fucking falling all over the ground, wasting time, kicking the ball away. Are you footballers or are you just here to fucking be on the field and take part? Like,
Yeah,
Like, I understand that to slow down game of play, you got to do it to break momentum, but it was shocking. Like, it was not a brilliant performance. No.
I thought they were, and I thought Ryan Fraser was particularly hard in the first half. He was in that space again, doing that same thing that United did to Trent, just opening that space in behind him. Isak came in
Isaac was good.
immense, but his goal was fucking wonderful. The way he drifted between the midfield and defence of Liverpool made everyone fucking disappear.
For me, Isaac
Great
and Fraser, I liked watching that game. But everyone else was just, it was just dog shit.
Nick Pope was fantastic again too. Strong. He's really, he's pushed Dubravka completely out of the club.
Yeah.
Like the way he's played this season.
For me, I thought like football fans would be happy for Liverpool getting that win. Because that's just like a big fuck you to that.
no one
Dog
likes
shit
Liverpool,
performance.
though. That's the big thing. Is fucking everyone
Yeah,
hates
but
Liverpool.
to watch teams play like the way Newcastle did that game, like no one wants to see that in football.
Yeah, but
a scrappy
you also
1-0
want to see
against-
you also want to see the big dog knocked off its
Yeah.
perch, is it?
Yeah, for me, that's what it was. It was then taking it to a big
Yeah.
six club and saying, "Look, we're fucking here to play. We're here to party."
They
Like,
looked
They
good.
weren't there to play. They were there to.
The
fall on
first
the
half
ground
they
and kick the
looked
ball away.
they looked good. For me, the first half Newcastle arguably were the better team with the what they created. Isaac scored the goal. Isaac scored a second. Didn't get allowed. To me,
should've
that's that is not fair.
yeah,
Not fair.
it should have been.
I should have you up on assault charges.
Harvey Elliott was amazing this game though.
Yeah, he
Man of
was.
the
But
match too.
I don't think Liverpool created like very well. They once Newcastle sat in and soaked up the pressure, Liverpool had a lot of shots, of course, but they didn't create many good chances in the first half, which for me looked like that's why Newcastle were as good as they were. They sat in, they hit them on the break well.
What I'll say about Newcastle is they obviously set up to be shit houses and do
they
this
knew
sort
what
of
they
thing.
were doing.
I'm more angry at this game because of that than the United game that we lost. Because we were shit in that game.
Yeah.
United were good. But in this game, Newcastle just anti-football.
You got to expect that being a Liverpool fan. I think Everton did it to you the
We
last
expect
season.
it. I think our reaction is just more so of Newcastle having a fantastic performance.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I thought. They set up and they played their game plan, and it fucking almost worked for them.
For me, like this win was like, I haven't felt a celebration like that in ages.
This win
It was like the biggest
good.
fuck you to another team.
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of the Everton game last season when Everton did it and Pickford was time wasting and then
Yeah,
that
was
Liverpool
exactly
scored
right.
Yeah.
and then Allison started doing it.
And we love that win too because
Same thing.
at the end, Allison fucking did it.
Drops.
Yeah.
That's the
But,
problem
like-
when you play the shit house game though. You've got to be prepared to
Yeah.
do it for if there's fucking 5 extra minutes of overtime.
Yeah, shout out
And there
to
always will be because they're on the ground for 24 minutes, like you said, or whatever.
shout out to our young boys though, like Elliot and Cavallo, like in a team where you need the big heads to pull something together. The two young boys, well, Elliot started, Cavallo come on, but they both just took that game alight. So shout out to those two young boys, and I know Cavallo deserves a start. Henderson's injured,
I don't think I
so
know.
I think
So you're going to play a
Get
midfield
Klopp
three
on
of
the
Fabinho, Carvalho, and
Elliot.
Elliot.
I would, yeah.
Who do you have next week?
Everton tonight,
tonight.
the Merseyside derby.
I don't think you do that.
Of all games to play it in, I think that's a fucking risky one to do.
Oh, it's
Well,
it's rather off or a Milner.
I think you have to, if you're going to play Cavallo, you have to take out Elliot.
No, but he's been too good as
exactly.
well.
So Elliott play. I don't think you can play Elliott and cover. He's too unbalanced in the midfield.
No, Fabinho sits.
I think that adds more balance than, say, if Milner was to play.
Yeah, so
But we spoke about this after the United game, how when Hendo plays on the right, he covers for Trent.
Yeah, that's why Fabinho will sit instead of pushing forward, because Fabinho likes to push and break and pass the ball around. But
so you can have two
Fabinho
midfielders
sits
that
as
go.
a 6.
If you have two midfielders that go, you can't have Trent go.
Well,
Exactly.
no, they don't both go. But I know what you're saying. They are two attacking midfielders, but they're, even though they are young, they are smart enough to say, I'm not going to go running behind this time. I'll sit a little, like that 10 metres deeper outside the box.
Didn't work against United.
But that's because we didn't play.
Harvey Elliott was the one that he sort of didn't have that nous to say, okay, I'll sit in this situation where Elanga's going to break or Rashford will break.
Well, that's because Milner on the other side didn't offer that.
Exactly.
So Elliott was almost forced to say, well, if Milner's not going to do that, I've got to be the one that's going to run in behind.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, I think. It'll be because if Elliott and Carvalho with Fabinho sitting can work in the midfield, it'll be exciting to watch.
I think
that's why
if Henderson was CDM, it wouldn't work. Just like the game against United, that's why that happened, because Henderson was CDM, which I never agree with. And we had Milner, who was just not really doing it either. But having Fabinho, who can sit and protect like that, I think it definitely would work.
And that's why I think the balance is better with two attacking midfielders.
Like if you versus City, you wouldn't do it, but versus Everton, it's definitely doable.
Because that's like what you're
Don't
saying
sleep on Everton.
with Milner not making those runs. Elliott was forced to. When Cavallo does make those runs, Elliott doesn't have to do it every single time.
I actually thought, I think that's harsh in Milner. I thought he bombed forward a lot in that game against United, but
for
another day.
Yeah, no, I
He does
agree
bomb
with you
forward,
as well.
but it's completely different.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different way. He was getting forward. He was doing things, but
Yeah, it's the beard. Anyway.
So picks for this one. Scass, you had it 3-0 Liverpool. Jackie 3-1 Liverpool. Benny, you had it 2-1 Newcastle, and I had it 1-1. So
close again.
fucking every Jackie. Fucking week I'm a minute away. Here we go.
Game of the week.
The most fucking boring second half of football I think I've ever watched in my life. Leicester versus Man United. First half we just went out there and murdered them, put them to bed. I feel Leicester didn't show up at all.
Sancho finally getting numbers.
Sancho's the boy.
Too.
He's so fluid in that front three, so pivotal in that front three.
I'll say my prediction now. I predicted 2-1. I was thinking to Leicester.
Yep.
I was thinking this is the game that they start, and I mean it's got to come soon. I just saw against United, a big team, they would bring something a bit extra than they have. But obviously, what you said, they look shit.
Madison was woeful. Every ball he tried to play went out or just to nowhere.
I thought Madison was good. Madison was the only spark I thought Leicester had, but no one around him.
I thought Harvey Barnes was their spark to be because he was driving in every time. Madison couldn't find him. Vardy was not even there. The few times he picked up the ball, picked up a stupid yellow card before being subbed off. Like
Harvey Barnes,
Harvey Barnes was electric. He was driving.
I don't even think that was Vardy's yellow, by the way. I'm pretty sure Madison got it for dissent.
Was that? I thought Vardy picked up the
It looked
yellow
like Vardy, but I'm pretty sure. I watched it because I finished watching it last night, and the commentator said it's Madison, not Vardy, who got the yellow for dissent.
Let's have yeah, but I thought Man United, again, we've gone out and we've done the same thing again like we did against Southampton. Well, yeah, it was Matters. We just sit in and wait and absorb pressure in the second half. Yeah.
That ref was shithouse.
Yeah, he was not good.
He gave the yellow he gave to Delo, I think.
Malacia, I think it was.
Both.
Yeah.
Delo's was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
First tackle like Delo had made.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad. Yes, it was a counter and he grabbed him, but it wasn't that bad. Not a yellow card challenge for me. Malacia's not a yellow. Nowhere near a yellow. Malacia's wasn't even a foul. He gives a yellow card to him. And then Martinez, I can't remember Martinez's, but
he just clattered someone. He had to make.
Oh, that's right. When Shrewsbury Hall came through one-on-one with Varane and he come through the back of him, sort of thing. That's understandable. But yeah, the ref was off on one. To be honest, I thought he was fucking dreadful.
I think again, Ten Hag, a very well managed performance. I think it's absolutely sacrilegious that Scott McTominay started over Casemiro, because when Casemiro came in next to McTominay, we looked fucking solid.
Does he start next week?
Surely.
Over
against Arsenal.
Over who?
Over McTominay.
No way in the world. McTominay was one of the men of the match in that game.
You wouldn't start Casemiro over McTominay.
I don't think Ten Hag will.
I think.
How can you drop McTominay after a performance? That's the best performance.
Form is temporary, class is permanent.
Does it have to be McTominay? What about
Eriksen? Eriksen for me. If you drop anyone, Alanga, drops,
Alanga,
Bruno right, Eriksen push, Casemiro comes in. That way we've got two holders. Eriksen as a holder isn't.
Eriksen as a holder is not a holder. He's just a creative option that's deeper. Because in this game, our goal came because of Bruno's freedom. Because Bruno drifted into that wide area, picked the ball up, and he took... So they were very good at taking us man for man and cutting the frame, and that's why our creativity wasn't too great. But as soon as Bruno was like, oh, look, I'll just go over here, watch this. Bang, we just create a chance.
Dalot as well, though.
Dalot was marvellous.
Picked that ball out
marvellous.
to Bruno.
Going forwards and going back, Dalot was throwing himself into challenges, blocks, everything.
He was my man of the match, but Scott McTominay and Varane both very
Varane was massive. Martinez massive. Malacia has been
good.
A godsend.
Yeah, very good.
Jadon Sancho, what a calm finish too. One-on-one, takes it round his man.
I actually didn't think he had the best game, Sancho.
No, he was very problematic.
The good thing with United this game, they didn't see any forced pressure like that. Well, when we saw when they conceded for trying to play out the back, like they sorted that out, which is good because you got to cut that shit out.
Because we just fucking kicked the ball long. Now.
Yeah, but you look at that Leicester team as well that we're playing against. They have to put Ndidi at centre back. I thought Tielemans was marvellous. I don't know how Leicester fucking held on to him this window.
I don't know why we didn't get him. 35 mil.
Don't know. Well, I don't know how he stayed in this window.
Crazy.
Their goalkeeper was fucking left a lot to be desired.
So what changes are made then for the... What lineup do you think will happen for the Arsenal game?
For the Arsenal game, I would say...
The same back five, of course.
Yeah, keep it as it is and just bring Casemiro in for McTominay.
I wouldn't be mad at it because I think... I agree with you. I think Casemiro is a much better player than Scott McTominay. But the fact that he hasn't changed the winning side yet, like he is big on if you perform, you stay in the team, which I like. But being proactive in your changes as well, I think is important.
Yeah, because you're thinking about we're coming up against a 5-5 Arsenal team.
Yeah. Scott McTominay might not be it. But in saying Eriksen for me might not be. Eriksen holding...
But yeah, it just depends. It depends on how Arsenal set up too. Because if they allow the freedom, if they allow Bruno to get into those pockets of spaces and create like that, then I'm not that angry that Eriksen will be there. Because Eriksen, if you play Scott McTominay, you have to have someone next to him who can actually play passes forward. Because McTominay can't. Casemiro, that's what I'm saying. If McTominay starts,
I would almost. I know it's never going to happen, but I would almost say if you had Fred and Casemiro starting against Arsenal, and Fred could just be an Odegaard man marker. Yeah, because Odegaard is the danger. Obviously they're ridiculously dangerous everywhere, but if you let him get on the ball, he will make things happen. I think Fred would be good at that.
I'd back Dalot and Malacia one-on-one against Saka and Martinelli to hold the spaces, or at least be able to make a challenge that'll make him think twice. But Odegaard, the way he drifts and creates, obviously Jesus as well, but he was a single striker, and we've got two centre backs. So
I think Casemiro and Fred will know Jesus' game more than anyone, being Brazilian together.
But it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we finished the window. We picked up Anthony. He'll probably make a cameo. He might get the nod over Ronaldo, I'd say, because usually we just bring on the one attacker. I dare say it'll be Anthony over Ronaldo. I don't know if there's a week for it, but...
I doubt it.
I thought Anthony would have started over Rashford. They have a front three of Sancho, Ronaldo, Anthony.
No, he'll start over Alanga.
For me, when Ronaldo came on...
Yeah.
When Ronaldo came on, he was different gravy. He showed what Rashford isn't in a number 10. Yeah. He held up the ball. Interplay was unreal. He's Ronaldo. He had a ridiculous chance with that overhead kick that almost scored.
He's 39 years old and he throws his body around like that.
He's
39.
I think
37.
37. Yeah, sorry.
I mean, it's still well.
Yeah, still old as fuck.
Still well done.
I don't know. I think in my head, the way we play at the moment in this system that Ten Hag wants to just punt the ball forward all the time, you've got to have a good aerial threat up there, which for me, Ronaldo is the best.
If you've got the runners on though, like
yeah.
We got Elanga on the field, he's a runner on, but Sancho doesn't make that commit because he wants to have the ball, take a man on, and then create the space and feed it. And he's not like a roll the shoulder winger like Rashford and Elanga and Anthony kind of are.
I can see him dropping Elanga for Ronaldo and then Rashford out in the left.
Yeah,
this game against Arsenal.
Yeah,
because he's got to integrate Ronaldo in the team now. Okay, like the discipline. The disciplinary action he's taken
has worked.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest,
the window is gone. Ronaldo didn't leave.
Yeah.
We've still got one of the best strikers in the world in our club.
Yeah.
Integrate him in the team.
Yeah, now you kind of have to.
Yeah.
The decision's been made. You've got to use him.
And if he then still needs the discipline, you can drop him again.
Yeah.
You know, if he starts because when Ronaldo's come on, he looks like he wants to be there a bit more.
Yeah.
Like he's getting that fight back. Whereas if he starts games and then loses the fight again, get rid of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and now we got Anthony in too.
Yeah.
Like, it completely revolutionises that front line. You can play Sancho and Anthony, two creative wingers who want to dribble on the ball, and you can even play two up top and let two runners create options for them. Like, it's very exciting. But yeah, a 1-0 win.
Those predictions.
We'll take it. Predictions were 2-2 draw for you, Scousey. Jackie had it 2-1 Leicester. Benny had it 3-1 United. And I had it 1-0 Manchester United.
On you.
I know my team.
Cal the Dragon with that shirt on, mate.
Job it. I don't like it. I don't want to hear it. I'll cut all my hair off. I'm not having a bar of it.
Diet pink, mate.
Surely. Flames down the side of it. So let's push now at the hour 40 mark into the transfer window. We'll review, or we'll go through the big transfers that all the clubs have made in and out.
Do we want to do predictions first, or for the next following 2 weeks?
Oh, we can do, if you want.
Are we just going to do a super long episode?
Yeah.
I mean, we're already at.
Should we do the predictions at the end just to break it up for the listeners?
Yeah.
So transfers. We'll start off with Bournemouth.
Probably the biggest signing, maybe.
Should we categorise them as we go?
Biggest signing for each team?
Biggest signing for me for Bournemouth is Neto.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Neto.
So they bought in Ryan Fredericks from West Ham, Marcus Tavernier from Middlesbrough, Neto from Barcelona, Sensi from Feyenoord. They bought in others as well, but they're the big.
I would say Senesi for me would be
the
the top signing. I'm surprised they picked him up from Feyenoord.
I mean, it's a random signing. Players they let go of a lot, but they're big ones. Gary Cahill, they've let go. I think that's kind of it from their first team kind of players. So yeah, I think what Scott Parker said was completely correct. They are under-equipped for the Premier League. I don't think these signings for a team that are coming up are enough to keep them there and to build and push on.
Why did they release Gary Cahill?
I think he was on a decent chunk of money when they came back up to the Prem. And he was
who knows?
38 or something.
Getting on.
Yeah.
So should we push on to Arsenal?
Push on to Arsenal. They've not bought in a lot, but they've bought in quality. So they've got Jesus, Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, and the young Marquinhos from Sao Paulo. He's a little 17-year-old winger.
The standout is, Gabriel Jesus. But look, look at their outs.
Their outs is fucking mental.
Holy shit.
Big ones, they've got Lacazette, Guendouzi.
Guendouzi's finally been sold.
On a permanent. Nuno Tavares out on loan. Bernd Leno.
Torreira.
Balogun, Torreira. Pablo Mari out on loan.
I think that
Nicolas Pepe out on loan. Hector Bellerin permanently. Maitland-Niles permanently.
I think Arsenal's outs are almost as good as their incomings.
Yeah.
They've gotten rid of a lot of unnecessary players. Lacazette going, Guendouzi, as we said, going. I think could have kept Guendouzi, to be honest. But Guendouzi going.
Nah, he's a fucking...
He's got an attitude problem for sure.
His head is nor there.
Big time gone.
Another thing with Arsenal is I don't even think we've seen Fabio Vieira for him
Not
yet.
once.
A £30 million signing from Porto, who looks really good too. We'll, I think we'll see him in the upcoming
soon,
games.
yeah. Because, like we said, it's been best 11 versus best 11.
Yeah.
When these games start to really come thick and fast, he'll play.
When they've got to diversify, yeah.
I have Arsenal as one of the best windows for me, to be honest.
It's definitely
the only thing personally, because you don't want to just sign heaps of players if you don't need them. Yeah. And they didn't need them. They needed a few key positions. They got them in. The only thing I would say that they lacked was a holding midfielder to cover for Xavi. Xhaka and Partey, who's
they did
injured.
try. They tried to get Douglas Luiz on deadline
That would have
day.
been the last 60 minutes or something.
Yeah.
That would have been
it was just too much for him to get it all done. But yeah, a decent window. I think
They'll get someone in January for sure.
Yeah, I think the summer window they had last year is kind of the benchmark for what they're doing this year. Like, obviously, they made a lot of business last year. I think 9 players or something.
Yeah.
And all those players now are coming through, and you got your Ben White, your Aaron Ramsdale's starting to show and perform. Yeah.
I don't mind that Arsenal didn't sign a midfielder there because I really want to see Zinchenko in the midfield.
Yeah, I think he can definitely push up into that spot. Fucking hell. All right, Aston Villa. They've brought in some decent players. So they got Coutinho permanently. Kamara from Marseille on a free. Diego Carlos, which was a great signing, but he's now injured for the whole season.
Yeah.
Robin Olsen as a backup goalkeeper. Ludwig Augustinsson Den Donker on deadline day on a permanent deal. And Jan Bednarek on loan on a permanent on loan from Southampton. Good signings for their depth. They definitely needed some players in there.
I think their outs is where it starts to fall apart slightly.
Yeah, so they've lost Matt Targett, Trezeguet, Wesley is out on loan. They've lost Chukwuemeka, Bertrand Traore out on loan, El Ghazi gone permanently.
Aaron Ramsey.
Courtney
That's
Horse.
Jacob Ramsey's younger brother.
Not the same one.
A lot of their youth has gone out on loan. A lot of the players who were kind of warming the bench, but I think
Matt Targett, I think, is a big loss.
Yeah,
I know
he was at Newcastle last year on loan.
Yeah.
I thought they had a really good window.
Was he? Did he go there at January? January on loan?
January.
I feel like he played last year for Aston Villa.
Yeah, he went at January.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe came in.
Yeah, I know Digno's like first choice, but
to have a backup,
to have him would have been handy.
Yeah. Well, they did bring in Augustinsson, who I believe is a left back from Sevilla.
I think they've done really well. Villa's board had killed business, it. They've had a really good transfer window.
Good business all round.
They've got good ins, but also bad outs.
Yeah, they didn't really spend crazy on anyone. They did good business.
Their outs, the only one to me that's a bad one may be Matt Targett. You know, who else?
Chukwuemeka, I
don't think that's a bad out. £20 million for him.
Yeah, I guess from a monetary standpoint, but I think for a youth winger, like a bit of a spark in that front line, they could definitely do with one at the minute.
Courtney Horse would be maybe the only other one that I would say maybe should have kept a hold of.
Yeah, well, he's only out on loan.
Yeah, I know, but
Watford, but still,
the Aston Villa squad, I think their outs is what I'm talking about for their squad. Like performance wise.
Yeah, okay.
For the board, for the owners, and they're thinking about money.
Yeah.
It's a good window.
I think their transfer window is a big reason Stevie's in trouble. Because they've really done bits.
They've done a lot.
Yeah. And they've got him in early too. Like Coutinho playing last season. They signed that off early. Kamara came in before preseason. So did Diego Carlos.
On a free before preseason. They really snooped everyone for that.
Can I just say, Boubacar Kamara has looked dreadful.
Yeah.
I said it. I remember saying in the very first episode, I did not rate him against United in the preseason game.
Yeah.
And obviously it was early, but
I was excited to see him.
He looks shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only 5 games, but I wanted him at United.
So did I.
Kind of glad he's not there.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he's
free.
I think he's been harsh.
I
think he's alright.
He looks.
Yeah, especially with Villa's performances, like it's kind of telling.
Yeah. Just looks. Yeah.
I just think there's others that aren't stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, I think it's a whole Aston Villa
it's a
problem,
collective,
not just a singular. an issue.
Push on the Brentford.
Pushing on to Brentford, they've made a lot of signings. The notable ones: Aaron Hickey from Bologna,
Damsgaard,
Keane Lewis Potter from Hull, Damsgaard, Thomas Strakosha from Lazio, the goalie, Ben Mee, obviously part-time manager last year at Burnley. A very big window for Brentford. They brought in a lot of depth. They've got a lot out. Obviously losing Christian Eriksen on a free, but kind of to Man United is mainly their main.
Yeah, the rest are
First
sort of
teamer.
young.
The rest are kind of youth or squad players.
yeah.
Average window to me.
Average window. They've done just as well as they've lost. Obviously, losing Eriksen was huge, but they were always going to because they offered him the lifeline to get back into football.
Yeah.
It's kind of a no-brainer for them. What he did for him was massive, but I think that both parties are happy with kind of what they got. They got to stay up in the Prem, and he got to get back to playing football. So shout out to you, Christian Eriksen. We love you. Brighton and Hove Albion. A weird window, should we
Billy
say?
Gilmore's
Billy
probably-
Gilmore's
From-
massive on a permanent.
From a business point of view, Brighton, for me, have had a very good
they,
window.
They won the window.
Yeah, very,
business.
very good window.
got rid of a lot of players.
So yeah,
brought in
notable
players, but-
notable ones they brought in: Billy Gilmore on a permanent from Chelsea, Levi Colwill on loan from Chelsea.
Estupiñán from Villarreal to replace Cucurella
Yeah.
for a third of the price.
Mental. At the door, Cucurella, Bissouma. Fucking hell, they've sent a lot of players out on loan. Holy guacamole.
Cucurella there.
Shane Duffy out on loan as well. Neil Maupay sold him to
yeah.
Everton. Yeah, I mean,
You've done well.
I really like Billy Gilmore as a signing. Far
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
He
He's
will
gonna
suit
be-
that Brighton team
He's
too.
going to be massive. Tuchel's fucking lost his head by losing that deal there.
It would never fit in Chelsea's. They're too
We
physical.
should be Gallagher back now.
Yeah. We'll push straight on to Chelsea then. Their incomings are massive. Raheem, The Dream, Koulibaly, Chukwuemeka, Cucurella, Fofana, Aubameyang, and Zakaria on loan.
Casadei from Inter as well.
Yeah, that's snuck under the radar, didn't it?
Yeah,
That was
I
a
didn't
great
even-
signing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got
Obviously,
a decent window, but
good players in, but their players out. They obviously lost
Well, they were forced
Rudiger.
to lose some of these with
A lot of it.
Rudiger, Christensen,
Yeah.
forgot even Drinkwater played there.
Drinkwater, Charlie Masondo got released.
Lukaku's gone back out.
Lukaku on loan, Levi Colwill on loan, Timo Werner on a permanent, Malang Sarr out on loan, Emerson to West Ham, Ross Barkley released, Hudson-Odoi out on a loan, Ethan Ampadu out on a loan, Marcus Alonso, Billy Gilmore, Michi Batshuayi.
There's a lot of potential first teamers gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On the
They've dropped a lot.
I don't think
of depth.
they've done well, Chelsea.
No.
They haven't covered what they lost in any way, shape, or
They
form.
made stupid signings, like they're letting players go that they don't need to let go, and then signing players like triple the price that they don't need to sign.
But the thing is, like I was saying, they were forced into
Yeah.
some of those
Yeah,
But they haven't
contracts.
signed well to what they lost. Like
Yeah.
they knew what they were going to lose.
It's just the way they sell their youth for me fucks me right off. I just don't understand it. Just like Malang
Callum
Sarr.
Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah.
They loaned Langside, didn't they?
Yeah, but why? They signed him, they didn't use him, and then they just let him.
Yeah. 'Cause
Like
he's
when they
not
need
gonna play.
centre backs.
He's got to add more value than Ruben Loftus-Cheek, surely.
I don't know. Loftus Cheeks.
He's been pretty good, but I don't think he is he's not gonna take Chelsea to the next level. Where I feel like
But he's a good squad player to have.
yeah.
Who's this?
Loftus Cheek.
Oh, who are we
He-
comparing them to?
Sarr, Malang Sarr.
Oh,
No, I was comparing to Hudson-Odoi
Oh, sorry.
because they play a similar position. Like, Loftus-Cheek is a midfielder, central midfielder, but
Yeah.
they've played him a couple of times as wing back.
Yeah, they are.
Hudson-Odoi has played as well, and I feel like he would add. He has the potential to take Chelsea.
I don't think Tuchel likes Hudson-Odoi that much, to be honest.
yeah, it looks like
It's,
it.
a lot of managers have a problem with Hudson
Yeah.
Odoi.
I don't know. It must be behind the scenes. Sort of maybe his
A
attitude,
bratty
or
little kid. Yeah.
like thinks he's better than he is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It
Dunno.
has to be part of it anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Crystal Palace. Got
No
a lot of
big
business
ones
in.
Decore, which has
Check
been a good
Decore
signing.
in. Yeah. Sam Johnston in on a free as well.
Chris
Big goalkeeper
Richards
depth
Was a
from
big
Bayern.
one, but he hasn't really come into the team
Hasn't
yet.
hit it.
The
Yeah.
biggest let go, probably you could say Benteke.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know he left.
Martin Kelly as well.
To the America. Wow.
Yeah. Check Kouyaté is a big one. Letting him go to Nottingham Forest too. Letting him fill out that team. God, when we get to Nottingham Forest, this list is going to be fucking long. Yeah, I mean, kind of a whatever window for... They did a lot of business last summer, so they kind of just...
They hovered to me.
Just held steady, I'd say. Everton.
They've done good defensively.
They've done well. Obviously, they sold Richarlison for a good bit of coin.
Jimmy Garner.
Dele Alli out on loan. Jean-Philippe Gabaman out on loan. But yeah, bringing in Tarkowski, Vinagre, Dwight McNeil, Connor Cody, Amadou Onana, Mope, Idrissa Gana Gay on a permanent again, and Jimmy Garner on a permanent.
They've actually done good with bringing players in, I reckon.
Yeah. I really like the fact... Well, I like James Garner a lot. I think he's going to be massive in that Everton team. He's definitely Prem ready. Yeah.
It's a permanent?
Yeah, it's a permanent deal. 15 mil with a sell-on clause to United.
Surprised they didn't do buyback.
It's dumb that they didn't do, but I don't understand why they didn't do buyback. But
what happens if United buy him back? Do they get that sell-on?
Well, I think
discount sign back for 50 million.
I think sell-on. I think the sell-on clause is either like we get first dibs. So if whoever comes and says we're going to pay 30 mil, they go, oh well, United, do you want to pay 30 mil? And we'll go, no thanks, and then we'll wait for him to go elsewhere, and we'll pay 80 mil in fucking 5 years instead.
Just seeing Dele Alli go to Besiktas.
Yeah, Besiktas. But I think that's a great window from Everton with the players
they've
they
done well.
brought in. Gay, Garner, Mope.
Gomez.
Like, we've already seen the immediate impact of Tarkowski and Connor Cody. Dwight McNeil, he's not a world beater, but he's very solid in that team. Yeah, I think...
I'm not that impressed. Panicky window to me. I liked their early signings. I liked Tarkowski. I liked Connor Cody. I didn't mind Dwight McNeil. They overpaid for Onana, in my opinion. Neil Maupay doesn't suit the Everton system for me. Idrissa Gana Gay, James Garner, and Onana are all very similar holding midfielders.
Onana can play anywhere. He does play anywhere. He's been a centre back. He's been a forward. And the way he plays isn't a holding midfielder play at all, I think.
But naturally he is. Naturally Onana is. But he can be.
He is.
Well, he can be box to box, obviously, but he hasn't even been making it into the side yet, Onana.
No, but again, he's not long signed.
Saying this, he'll score the winner against Liverpool tonight.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it could be a good window, but we'll see.
I think this next team we're going to talk about might just have had one of the best windows of the window of the fucking Fulham. Yeah. The players they brought in: Paulinho, Andreas Pereira,
Babu,
Bernard Leno, Issa Diop, Duffy, Kazawa, Willian, Carlos Vinicius, and Dan James.
Willian's an interesting one because
he was washed at Chelsea.
Shit the bed at Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's a weird window from Fulham.
I like it a lot. I think
so do I.
Kazawa, Diop, and Duffy, and Leno, and the whole back four and goalkeeper they've just signed. That's a Premier League back four. Like, that's marvellous.
For me, their signing is the signing of the window for Fulham is Paulinho. He's their big signing.
Yeah, he's very exciting to watch.
And he has hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Pereira, great.
I like Mbabu.
And Babu hasn't played really, but
he's a good player. He will be solid for
I don't know why he's not playing. I don't really rate Tade for him. He's one of their weak links in their back line for me. Him and Tim Ream. But fair enough if Marco Silva keeps faith in Tade for now.
Yeah. Issa Diop I really like. He's still young too.
Yeah.
Like, he needs plenty of...
He needs to weed him into that team.
I feel like he's been around forever.
Yeah, it's because West Ham bought him so young. Yeah. He was supposed to be a prospect, but he's just been caught by injuries. Dan James on loan.
Good signing.
Very direct. I'm surprised Leeds let him go, but I guess
so am I.
Because he'd been playing for Leeds week in, week out. It's weird that he just went, but credit to Leeds, I guess, for being brave enough to let him go.
Big outs.
On their outs, yeah. Fabio Carvalho, Alfie Mawson, John Michael Seri. All these players, it looks like they signed when they came back up to the Prem last time when they signed fucking 40 players. Joey Bryan.
I like their outs.
Bristol City alumni out on loan to Nice.
It looks to me like they've let a lot of their championship players go.
They have. That's a lot of releasings there as well.
Yeah. Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
If they're keeping Cavallo and Tammy Abraham,
It's Timmy.
Oh, is it?
Tammy's a Roma.
Tammy never played it for him.
Tammy, yeah.
You're right, mate. It's still early in the morning. Leeds United now, the American takeover of Leeds. They've brought in Aronson from Salzburg, Christensen from Salzburg, Mark Rocker from Bayern, Tyler Adams from Leipzig, Luis Sinestra, and the last hour or the last 20 minutes of deadline day, they went out and got Wilfred Gnonto.
That is a huge... I didn't know they got him. That's a
It was
massive
happened in the
signing.
last 20 minutes. So the crazy deal of the window was they were signing the bloke from Marseille, Baba Dieng or something.
Yeah, and then he ended up
And
staying.
the deal was done, and he was at the airport, about to get on the plane to fly to Leeds for his medical. Nice came in with a bid, and he said, "Oh no, I'd rather stay in France." So then he went straight to Nice to sign for them. Failed his medical, so he had to come back to Marseille. And Marseille was like, "There's nothing wrong with him, so try again." And he didn't make it for a second medical, and the window closed. So he has to stay at Marseille now.
What a fuckwit.
What a fucking... And so Leeds had the deal done, and they were ready to wrap him up. And then I was watching Fabrizio's live stream, and he said, "Oh my God, Leeds are doing something massive." And then within 20 minutes, they had the deal done with Zurich for Willy Gnonto.
How the fuck does he know everything, this guy?
Fabrizio. All he does is sit there on his phone. Just people constantly...
He's got the contacts.
The live stream
how
was...
does he get everything
Because he's
accurate?
He's a journalist. So he's in tight with all agents and players. Like on the live stream, he was talking to Zinchenko because Zinchenko was talking back and forth with him while his transfer was happening to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because his agents are tight with Fabrizio.
He's pretty high end journalist.
I think there was a transfer early in the window where he's announced something.
Cucurella. It was the Cucurella deal.
No, it was... I think he played for Southampton, centre-back. Anyway, he announced something and then the player come out and said not even his wife knew about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I did see it. I can't hear
the Japanese centre back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he play for Southampton?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did two
That's
big
funny.
losses with Phillips and Rafinha.
I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to Leeds, sorry.
Good signing though.
Yeah. They've good window. The players they've let go, obviously Calvin Phillips. They let Rafinha go. Tyler Roberts is at QPR on loan, which is a weird one for me. I thought he was quite good. Helder Costa out on loan.
Jamie Shackleton as well was getting minutes last season.
Dan James obviously goes out. It's a bizarre one for Leeds. I mean, it's working for him so far. It's the Jesse Marsh takeover. Jesse. Yeah. From a team that did a lot to a team that did very fucking little. Two players in for Leicester City, Alex Smithies and Wout Face.
Yo, mate.
Who?
Alex Smithies.
What did you call him?
Yeah, dead window for them. Definitely the worst window of the whole thing.
Yeah,
and they've
shocking.
lost so many players. Kasper Schmeichel, Hamza Chowdhury that are let out on loan, Wesley Fofana, and they brought in two players, a centre-back and a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good enough.
They've held... One thing I will say with
Under-equipped.
Leicester is they've held their good players that they wanted to hold. They kept a hold of Madison. They kept a hold of Tielemans
And Barnes.
and Barnes. But
January. See when them bids come flying in January.
yeah, of course, we'll see how good Wout Faze is. From I think he come from Bologna.
From Rennes.
Was that? Yeah, Reims. State of Reims. Sorry. Yeah, we'll see how if he can. I think they do that pretty well though. Leicester, they seem to sign sort of players like that that come in and do a job. I think Fofana is not worth £75 million.
No,
I can't believe that they got
pulled
that for him.
Chelsea's pants down there, good and proper.
Chelsea tax.
That's almost as bad as Maguire for 80.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah,
shit window from them. Moving on to Liverpool. Carvalho, Nunez, Mello, and Calvin Ramsey in.
What was
Mello
Caballo,
obviously
like
on loan.
5 mil?
8.
It must have been 3 add-ons, so 8 in total. Fuck, whatever.
That's unbelievable.
That is.
That's a good signing.
It's a great
19. I just turned 20 this week.
Shadowed by the fact Nunes was a bad one.
Well, we don't know yet.
We'll see. Yeah, he's played 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
Fee though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fee was massive.
Well, we've only spent like 9 mil this transfer window. So we've done good business.
Outgoings, you've got a lot. Obviously, Origi,
Carriers
Karius,
finally. Fucking hell.
Ben Woodburn released. Sadio Mane was a big one. Minamino, what a shit transfer that was.
Woodburn was promising, but he's just never kicked off.
Yeah, never got. I don't think he really got the chance
Same
to
with Connor Bradley. But
explode.
he's only gone on loan, which is good.
Nico Williams,
Oh, Peter Luger.
Ben Davies on a permanent to Rangers. That was another weird signing. Sepp Vandenberg out on loan. Yeah.
Leighton
That
Clarkson
was
too. It's good because all of our really promising under 18s have just gone on loan. Like they're still in the club, so I'm happy with that. Like Bradley, Pitaluga. We've also got Leighton Clarkson as well.
Yeah.
So I'm glad Owen Beck. So all of our really good youth are still in the club, which is good to see.
Still at Tranmere as well. That's good.
But
Still close.
I'm interested to see how Arthur goes. I think we needed a midfielder so desperately. And just to get that in the last day is good, but it's just interesting to see because I know we're going all out for Bellingham next season. That's why we didn't want to make a signing. So I think getting a loan for a midfielder was a good option just to get us free till we get
it's
Bellingham.
a bit of loan business. I'm not convinced on Arthur, but I want to see him in this Liverpool setup. See if
I'm interested
a bit more.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think he's.
Plus, we're only paying like 50 grand a week of his wages too.
Yeah, that's pretty
decent
good.
there. So
It's good on that front.
yeah, I don't think getting him, we're not losing anything. So it's rather keep us the same or get us better. But
I don't think you're gaining much with him. Personally, I think
depth.
I thought you would have gone more for a holder than sort of a ball player like Arthur. Like he's not a holder. He's not going to play the Fabinho
yeah,
role.
but that's our problem. We have holders, and that's why we lack
Who do you have?
creativity.
I thought you only holder was Fabinho.
Yeah, but then we have Henderson and we have Milner, and then we have players like that who are not creative enough, and that's what's causing the problem for us. Like we have players like Milner that try and be creative, but it's not at that level.
Weren't you saying though that you just don't like Henderson or Milner
I
holding?
prefer not to.
Prefer not to.
When Fabinho is available, it seems very strange to not play him. Like what we're saying about the United game.
But if you're playing Hendo CDM, if you have to, then you got to play Milner as well. Like I'd rather have a player like Arthur in the squad. Like I don't want another holding midfielder in the team. Like no chance. Eventually, like I'd love a number like a box to box player. That's why I think Bellingham will be perfect if we get him. But yeah, I think that's why we try to get Tuchumeni as well. So I do believe Klopp does want a young CDM eventually, just to help with the Fabinho situation if he's ever injured.
Not there, though, is there?
No.
I think Chimeni was kind of the standout.
Fucking Lavia.
Yeah, Lavia.
I love him.
Someone will snap him up in a year.
love him.
More seasons, yeah.
City
Liverpool
win the
B
window.
team.
Possibly the big winners of the window.
Kanji, what a signing, 17 mil.
Yeah.
Oh, that Lavia was at
deal.
City.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He was a youth player. Didn't touch the first team, I don't think. But yeah, obviously the big one, Calvin Phillips. Haaland in. Thanks for the laugh, boys. Ortega, Sergio Gomez, and Akanji. Big names going out the door.
Where's Alvarez? Was he already there?
Yeah, they signed him in January.
Yeah,
and
and he went back on loan to River Plate.
Makes sense.
Out was Fernandinho, Gavin Bazunu, Jesus, Lavia, Raheem, Zach Steffen out on loan, Zinchenko, the young Brazilian they signed, Keiki, Liam Delap back to Stoke on loan. That's a bit of football heritage there. And Edozie to Southampton on permanent. So a lot of youth out the door for City.
I think, in my opinion, they've won the window in the Prem.
Well, they've won it because they signed the big Norwegian bastard of Erling Haaland.
Not. I think all round.
They've definitely filled in other areas too. But Haaland is so.
We
massive
spoke about
for him.
them big time in the first episode. How they've left themselves light with this. And I remember you saying, Jackie, that centre back was an issue for you.
Yeah, if they didn't sign
could-
I think that's a shocking window.
And left back. And
Well, not shocking, but it's not great.
Yeah.
Sergio
I remember
Gomez
saying in
and
that
Akanji.
first episode though,
Yeah.
Pep won't leave himself light. Like Pep will get someone in.
Well,
And
fucking lucky.
Last day he gets in Akanji and Sergio Gomez in, I think a week before the window shut,
Oh, it's a couple of weeks. But yeah.
which is
Still good
a
signing.
really good signing as well. And he's not overpaid for either of them. Like £15 million for Akanji's unreal.
Decent
Sergio
signing.
Gomez for 11, very good.
It's a weird one from Dortmund to let him go, to be honest. But they did just bring in...
Akanji?
Yeah, they did just bring in 2 centre-backs this
Yeah.
window, so...
They lost Zagadou on a free as well.
Did they?
Yeah, he's a free agent. I've seen a thing.
I'll take him at United.
Yeah.
6'5", brick ass to a centre-back.
And we haven't seen much of Calvin Phillips yet, but
He'll get his time.
yeah,
Again,
Definitely.
Best 11's playing at the minute.
Yeah.
It's coming. Let's move on to the better side of Manchester now. Our ins are Malacia, Ericsson on a free, Martinez, Casemiro, Anthony and Dubravka on loan. Plenty of
Go
money
for
spent.
He's-
Fucking shit.
yeah, go for it.
I
He's
reckon-
still glazes out. Or?
Yes,
Yeah. Look,
It's a
just
fucking
because
bad
we
window.
spend money doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. I think Anthony's a good
Business-wise,
signing.
bad.
We spent too much. Casemiro's a good signing. We spent too much. I think the only good deals we got is Ericsson on a free and Malacia for under 20 mil,
12,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
it was.
Like Dubravka on loan again is great. I don't know
Good
how much of
signing.
his wages we're paying, but the big signings we've made, we definitely overpaid for.
Yeah, like Anthony, holy shit.
But that's because we had to wrestle it from Ajax's grip because they didn't want to sell him. The coach
because
didn't
we're
want to sell
fucking
him.
idiots.
Yeah,
That's
he
why.
just wanted to
'Cause
come and
we
work with
waited
Ten
till the
Hag.
last fucking week of the window to try and sign him, even though in June Ten Hag told United that he wanted Anthony,
Yeah,
and we could have got him for 40 or 50 million.
yeah.
So
fucking
it's
dumb.
just bad. It's bad business. We chased De Jong all window. He mugs us off. We get in Casemiro, which is an unreal signing, but to sign a 30-year-old for £70 million,
mental. Even though he might be one of the best CDMs,
I think he'll be
in the world.
I think it'd be an unreal signing.
Yeah,
But
it's just dumb.
I think
Something that's not in this list that I want to mention, we brought in Tom Huddleston too
as a coach,
as a coach, but he's also playing in the fucking under 21s.
Yeah.
And he's just mugging the young lads off. Like, he plays alongside trialists and that, and he's just mugging them off and like semi-professional players. So shout out to you, Tom Huddleston.
Anthony's
for
got
just being
chucked
a
on
joke.
like 220K a week as well.
Yeah. He's fucking one for the future, you hope.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
United, just the spending is
Yeah,
just
we're dickheads.
nuts.
Fucking glazes out, you little rats.
outgoings.
Outgoings are massive. We lose Cavani on a free, Mata, Pogba, Lingard, Lee Grant, Nemanja Matic we sold, not Dean Henderson's to Nottingham on a loan, Dylan Levitt we sold to Dundee, Andreas Pereira we've sold, Tellez to Sevilla, Ethan Laird out on loan, Hannibal out on loan, Ahmad out on loan, Jimmy Garner we sold, Tahith Chong we sold. Yeah, a lot of our young boys going out and getting minutes, but a lot of them we're starting to see offloaded.
I wasn't super happy with the outgoings. I knew, we needed a lot going, which we did get, but you look at what we got in return, money-wise.
Yeah.
You know what? There's so many players we could have sold, like Dean Henderson, for example. Sell him for 20 million to Nottingham. He's not going to come back and be a first-team keeper for us.
No.
It's not going to happen. Sell him to Nottingham for £20 million.
Hey, so
Get
why
him
would
off
you
books.
loan him out and then loaning Dubravka?
Because we're dummies.
Yeah.
I've-
No, it's
Dean
it's
Henderson
because
don't want to be there.
Dean
Yeah.
Henderson doesn't want to be there, and he's also a rat in the dressing room. And I
Yeah,
think he's on a big
just sold.
contract still.
Yeah.
So for any team to take him this window, we'd have made a big loss because he hasn't played in the last year. Whereas sending him out on loan, people are going to see him and be like, oh, he's actually decent. So we might get a Newcastle or a Nottingham or someone come in and pay more than we would have this window.
But that's how we go in the transfer window. We always think about that players being valuable in the future.
Yeah.
Which is the worst way to go about it, because then you get, like, if it doesn't work out, you lose them all on frees, which is, as you can see there,
We've lost
like,
a lot
very
of
evident. Cavani, Mata, Pogba, Lingard,
Yeah, you could have got like 80 mil for Pogba like a season or two ago.
Well,
Matic.
Jesse Lingard, like West Ham would have paid 50 and 60, and Newcastle would have paid 60 in the last window. And we fucking shat the bed.
Yep. And
Shocking.
Tellez, why not sell Tellez? You know, loan him
Yeah.
to Sevilla. What's the point of that?
I don't.
Sell him. Eric Bailly.
But this is
Loan.
why we're fucking Glazers out, because they don't have any fucking idea what they're doing. They just want to spend money and take fucking.
Is that the name of this
fruit off the
podcast?
top.
Glazers
Yeah,
out.
Fuck the Glazers. Get out of my club,
And
you fucking
before anyone
dickhead.
says, how can you be Glazers out when they spend money? It's not their money.
Yeah.
It's the money the club generates.
Yeah.
And they ruin it.
We are the biggest marketing club in the world.
Yeah.
We make money off shirts. We make money off tickets. You make money off fucking pencil cases that have Manchester on. Like,
The
Dragon
biggest club in the
t-shirts.
world.
like In-Betweeners movie, pay to say, like, oh, Manchester. Like,
Yeah.
they don't say, oh, Liverpool. No, it's fucking Manchester, mate.
Yeah.
We're massive. And because of that, these dumb fuck Glazers have owned our club and take our money and then give it back to us like we're fucking little Oliver Twist with our little bowl. Like, please, can we have some sign-ins?
And they're the
Not
only
makes me
Fuck off
happier.
out my club, you fucking rat.
only
he
owners
also
to
said
take
West
dividends
Ham.
too.
Actually, we're changing the podcast to Glazers in.
Fuck 'em.
We love you, Glazers. We do.
Fuck the Glazers.
Aren't you
Fuck the
FSG
dogs.
out?
Hey?
Aren't you FSG out?
Yeah.
Clown.
But yeah,
Anyway,
moving on to
Newcastle.
Newcastle United. A few big players for them. Nick Pope in from Burnley. Matt Targett making that deal permanent. Sven Botman and Alexander Isak in the last week of the windows, or has he come in and made an immediate impact for them? Good signings, obviously not setting the world alight just yet, but good signings to keep them moving on upwards.
Yeah.
They got really good players.
Yeah.
Like, not good in terms of quality, I mean, like, good in terms of business for
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Isaac Hayden out on loan, Freddie Woodman out, Jeff Hendrick out on loan, Kieran Clark out on
Dwight
loan,
Gale.
Dwight Gale finally leaving the club, Dubravka out on loan, Matty Longstaff out on loan. Yeah, definitely clearing the
Good
deadwood
window.
in that team.
Good window from Newcastle, I think.
Just
I think
enough to keep him ticking.
Everyone
Fucking hell.
expected them to just fucking go out and just buy.
Yeah.
And I think they've held their own well. The only real big signing they made was Isaac for money.
Well, it's
Botman for
club,
35 is a very good deal.
club record transfer for Isaac.
Yeah, but he's quality and he's young, so
Yeah, he's going to be massive.
makes sense. Only thing I would say about Newcastle is we spoke about it before. Their bench sucks.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie Howe has not a lot to work. You've seen it with the Liverpool game. Like,
Yeah.
they can't close out results because of their bench.
They can't bring anyone on to change it.
Yeah, and I think they need to bring in some good young talent that isn't going to cost them
Yeah.
an arm and a leg, just to excite and come off the bench and sort of do stuff.
I think their summer window next year is going to be massive
Big,
for them.
yeah.
I think it's going to be very telling.
Next, Nottingham, the
yeah.
50-man squad.
Let's get the fucking notepad out for this one.
Let go of Hamish.
Yeah. And Dean Henderson, we'll just go through the notable ones. Dean Henderson in on loan. Omar Richards from Bayern. Nico Williams from Liverpool. Wayne Hennessy is another backup goalkeeper. Jesse
Alon,
Lingard on a
however you
free.
pronounce it.
Emmanuel Dennis from Watford. Kouyaté on a free. Freuler from Atlanta. Morgan Gibbs-White. Hanan Lodi on loan from Atletico.
It's a good sign.
Willie Bolly in. Yeah, one of their fucking 21 incoming transfers on the released or gone list. Oh my God, it's massive.
There's no one really like...
Yeah, it's all their championship fringe players. Lewis Graben was obviously massive for them in the championship the last few seasons.
Carl Jenkinson.
Carl Jenkinson.
Yeah, he's in, I think, is it Sydney?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Joe Lolly.
Joe Lolly.
He's went to Sydney too.
Yeah, there you go. Is Carl Jenkins? Oh, no, he just got released, so he was free. Yeah, so you're clearing the deadwood, bringing in 21 players, so a whole starting 11 and bench and subs.
They've done a FIFA career mode.
They've had a financial takeover when they've moved up to the fucking Prem and just
It'd be
sack the squad.
interesting to see how they go. A couple others that I don't think you mentioned was Lewis O'Brien and Harry Toffolo, who I think are going to be big starters. That Huddersfield was the team they battled in the playoffs. I think the playoffs final, and those were their two best players.
Yeah.
So grabbing them's good.
Huddersfield were very lucky to not come up to the Prem last year as well, so
Yeah.
shout outs to them. Southampton now, again, done a FIFA career mode and just gone for youth prospect
Maitland
players.
Miles.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles getting that done deadline day on loan. Bazunu from City, Bella Kotchap,
call that a car.
Lavia, Joe Aribo, Mara, Edozie from Man City, and Duje Caleta-Car from Marseille.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
As a centre-back, that was a deadline day centre-back signing. What a fucking signing he is. He's marvellous.
Well, they probably to cover Bednarak leaving on loan.
Yeah, they got to fill that gap in. A good window from Southampton. Definitely
I rate it.
Revival of that team. Their outgoings, Fraser Forster notably, the number one gone. Shane Long leaving the club. Oriol Romeu leaving the club.
Nathan Teller.
In a late signing.
Jack Stevens.
That's massive.
Jan Valerie as well. I think Southampton might have got bargain on the window with Bella Kotchap. £9 million for a centre back
who's as class as he is.
That's we've seen Wesley Fofana go for £75 million.
Yeah,
to get him in for 9.
The juxtaposition of those two signings.
Yeah, and he's significantly younger than Fofana.
Yeah,
and he looks like a beast. So
slides in second after Cavalier for 8.
That's a good shout, actually.
Decent.
Good shout.
Tottenham Hotspur, who when we first started the pod, the first few weeks, we were saying have had the best window so far. Mm-hmm. They didn't really kick on from there. They made a few big signings and then stopped. Yeah. So they bought in Perisic and Forster on a free, Bissouma, Richarlison, Clement Longley on loan, Jed Spence, they finally got him from Middlesbrough, Destiny Udogie from Udinese, that's a good signing. Romero they made permanent as well.
They've done good with their releases.
Yeah, they've let a shitload of players go.
Sergio Reguilon, Harry Winks and Ndombele are probably their main standouts from goal.
Stephen Bergwijn. Jack Clark has gone back to Sunderland.
Giovanni Lo Celso.
Carter Vickers to Celtic. Yeah, and Ndombele on loan. Yeah. Harry Winks, getting rid of all them little plebs that sat on the bench for him.
For Harry Winks. Why would he go there?
Because nowhere else wanted him. Basically.
Yeah. Just go play ball.
Yeah. Sampdoria is a great place, great fans. Go out in Italy, have some lunch, treat yourself.
Have some coffee in there, yeah.
Treat yourself.
It's all right way to get paid.
Yeah. West Ham United, a very underrated window from them. Made Areola a permanent deal. Obviously, my boy Scamacca, Maxwell Cornet from Burnley, Algerd from Rennes, Tilo Kehrer, who unfortunately made his debut, where he scored the own goal.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Poor lad. Paqueta's huge. Emerson from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Good bit of depth they've signed.
I don't mind their window, to be honest.
It's decent. And the players that let go.
Injured, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He was injured after the first week they signed him.
Yeah.
The players they've let go, obviously Ryan Fredericks, Mark Noble, Yarmolenko?
Yeah.
Mazuaku on loan.
He used to be my career mode left back.
Nikola Vlasic, obviously a transfer that didn't quite work out for them last year. He's gone out on loan to Torino. A good window. Covered all their bases. I think they've upgraded definitely on the positions they've let go. On to Wolves. Wolverhampton Wanderers. They actually signed someone who's not Portuguese. Sasa Kaladic.
Nathan Collins.
Nathan Collins, yeah. Alfie Pond.
Kaladzic. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
He's trying to pronounce?
Yeah, the Stuttgart striker.
The 6'7" giant.
Yeah, fucking monster. Gotta appreciate it.
See him versus Martinez.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Win lots of headers, mate. 85% of area duels won in the Premier League so far this season.
Just eat his knees.
Yeah, keep talking. The players that have left Wolves is what's weird for me. Obviously, Connor Cody's gone out on loan.
Marcel.
Yeah, Markel released.
John Ruddy.
Roman Saiz released.
They've lost some good heads.
Fabio Silva out on loan. Morgan Gibbs-White obviously let go permanently. Catrone let go permanently. Willy Bolly and Dendonka, all permanent deals. They're mainstays of that Wolves team the last few years. And even coming up from the championship. So
yeah, Connor Cody had a crazy minutes played record.
Yeah.
And obviously captain.
Yeah, to let him go out on loan, we've said it before. It's such a bizarre one.
Yeah, it is
so bizarre.
They're going full Portuguese with it, eh?
Yeah.
They really are.
Portuguese manager, full Portuguese club.
Yeah, I think Cody probably just got the offer, like Everton calling, and he's probably like, he just wants to move home. Before fuck it.
I mean, he was a lifelong Liverpool fan, so it's fucking bizarre that he's gone to Everton.
Yeah,
of all
no,
places.
I don't agree with it, but
Yeah.
he probably just wants to be back with his family.
Yeah, so that's all the transfers in the Premier League. We might, in the coming weeks, touch on the other big clubs around the world, the Madrids, the Barcelonas, the Bayern Munichs, all had good windows, but we'll do that as a
Maybe next week or something.
Yeah.
At the risk of making this episode 4 hours long, we
Yeah.
might get into our predictions.
Our predictions for the next 2 weeks we'll do to catch up. So, starting off game week 6, starts this evening for us. Everton versus Liverpool at Goodison Park. Rattling through them. Unsurprisingly, Scousey and Jackie, you've both backed it 4-0 Liverpool. Benny, you've said 2-0 Liverpool. I've said 3-1.
For that one. You accidentally put it the other way around.
Yeah, I think it's very cut and dry, as we said.
What did you two say?
2-0.
Oh, yeah.
And I said 3-1. Yeah, I think Everton a shit house.
Do you want to spell for a bit? I can rattle through them if you
Yeah, you go for it, mate.
So next game is Brentford Leeds. We've got Scouse got a 2-1 Brentford. I've got it 2-2. Benny's got it 1-1, and Cal has it 1-0 to Leeds. What are you saying there?
Yeah,
Tough week, that one.
It's a tough game. That
yeah.
could really go anyway, and we've got
Yeah.
predictions all over the place. Next game is Newcastle Palace. Could be another tough one. We've also got predictions all over the place, but we've got 3-1 for Scouse to Newcastle. I've also got it 3-1 Newcastle. Benny's got it 1-0 Palace, and Cal's got it 2-2.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games. They're both hot and form
Either
at the
way.
minute. Yeah.
Next game, Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth. Scouse got it 2-0 Forest. I've got it 2-0 Forest. Did you just copy mine?
Yeah, you copied me.
He's literally basically have the same picks for almost every game.
Holy fuck, we do too.
Great minds think alike, man.
That's it. 1-0 Forest for Ben and 2-1 Bournemouth for Cal.
Yeah, obviously I picked this
Almost bounced.
before.
Oh.
I think I picked it before the 9-0.
Yeah.
Mate, what?
No, I would have picked it last
3
night.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am picked it a bit of a bounce. I also just don't rate Nottingham that much. I think there's a lot of gelling to be done there.
Next game, Tottenham versus Fulham. Again, with Fulham sort of being strong, resilient, it could be an interesting game. But again, me and Scouse both have it 3-1 to Tottenham. Benny's got it 1-0 Fulham, and Cal also has it 3-1.
Let's have it 3-1. Look at the boys. The ball knowledge. I can't believe you picked Fulham over Tottenham here.
What's your thought process?
I
He
don't
really
know.
wants to wear that Liverpool shirt at the end of the season.
You're letting the
I don't
boys
know.
down.
I don't know. I haven't been super impressed with Tottenham, and Fulham are so hard to play at the moment. So.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It is at Tottenham, this game. So it would be quite the upset. And if you get it right,
Big
fucking
Mitro,
3
big
points for
Mitro to
you.
score.
Another London derby as well. So many of them in the Prem this season.
Yeah, there is.
So next game, Wolves versus Southampton. Again, me and Scouse have it the same. 1-0 Wolves.
Get off each other, you freaking nerd.
Benny's got it 2-0 Wolves.
Oh, fucking change that.
Yeah.
They won't score 2 goals.
And Carl has it 1-1, which I think is probably
I think
the
Southampton will win that.
Surely we haven't got the next one the same.
No, you
No,
don't.
we don't.
You don't.
So the next game is Villa City. Scouse has it 3-1. I've got it 2-1, both to City. Benny's got it 4-1 to City, and Carl 5-0 to City.
Yeah.
I think they're just going
The
to
end of Stephen
tear
Gerrard.
them apart, yeah.
I mean, if it is 5-0, I think, yeah.
He's got to go, blood.
I don't know. If he loses in any way, it's going to be hard.
I think if it's close,
I can't see it
gives
being a 2-1, though.
I
I think if it's close, Villa fans will be happy. Like if they're losing
I
like
don't know about
1-0, 2-1, even 3-1.
Depends on the manner in which it happens. If it's a 2-1,
Yeah.
but City have 36 shots and 20 of them are on
Can
target.
we see Haaland getting a hat-trick of hat-tricks?
Yes. I can see it.
Go on.
It's fucking mental.
Well, he'll get 3 in a row.
You mean 3
Yeah,
hat-tricks in
3
a
in a
row,
row.
right, yeah.
I can see it
Not the
happening.
one game.
Honestly,
Surely not.
I can see him scoring 9.
What, in a game?
No, at some point in the season, yeah. I reckon that he could just have a field day.
It's not
If he
that
plays a full 90.
Well, the thing about Liverpool scoring 9 goals against Bournemouth is it could happen any week, really, with the amount of chances they have. It's just a matter of fact if
If he gets another hat trick, I might have to buy a Haaland shirt, eh?
Ugh, a Norwegian one though, surely.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, fucking hell, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Norwegian one, surely.
next game, Brighton versus Leicester.
What?
So Scouse has it 2-1 to Brighton. I've also got it 2-1 to Brighton.
Who are they versing, sorry?
Brighton Leicester.
Okay.
Why are you two in love with each other?
Love birds much.
Benny's got it 1-0 Brighton, and Cal has it 1-1.
Yeah, I predicted a very low scoring week this week, bar the City
Yeah.
game.
Next game, Chelsea West Ham. Could be another tough one. Could get anyway. Scouse has it 2-2. I've got it 3-2 to Chelsea. Benny's got it 0-0. Cal's got it 1-0. 2-1 to West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see West Ham pushing on. They did well against Tottenham, who are pretty mentally steadfast. I think Chelsea are in the bin.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a 2-2 draw. I reckon, yeah. That's it.
Thanks for that tactical analytical breakdown. God.
I finished my speech.
This is what happens when the pod gets to 2.5 hours. We just fucking fall apart.
I'll take
Everyone was just looking at me expecting something just to say something. I'm like, I don't know what to
Expecting
say.
something deep and meaningful.
Should I just make something up?
Next game, Man United versus Arsenal. Again, me and Scouts have it 2-0, same scoreline to Arsenal. Is that Benny's got it 0-0?
Yep.
Cal's got it 1-0 to Man United.
Go on, Cal.
I got to back the boys. They did it against Liverpool. I'll do it again. I mean, can't not.
No, don't worry. Continue.
So that rounds out that game week.
5, yeah.
So now we've got next round. We've got Fulham versus Chelsea first. Oh god, I don't want to say it again. Me and Scouts have the same scoreline.
You nerds.
Oh fuck me.
At least it's the only one this time.
So 3-1 for me and Scouts in favour of Chelsea. Benny's got it 1-1. Cal's got it 2-1 to Fulham.
Over Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going full mental mode.
I wonder how long Fulham are going to keep up this
Yeah.
form. That's me only.
Purely because it's at Craven Cottage as well.
Yeah.
Like,
True. True,
We'll
you
see.
could be on there.
we'll see if Aubameyang comes far, and we'll see if Zachariah fixes their midfield. Obviously, this was before. Well, no, it wasn't. I just fancy it. Do what I want, mate.
All right.
Just predicting 2-1, aren't you?
Yeah. Just
I want to see it happen. I want to see Fulham beat Chelsea.
Moving on, Bournemouth versus Brighton.
So Ben look at me like, yeah, keep going. I think. No, keep going.
Oh, God.
Anyway, moving on. Bournemouth, Brighton. Scouse has it 3-0. I've got it 2-1, both in favour of Brighton. Benny's got it 2-0 to Brighton. Cal's got it 1-0 to Brighton.
Is that over Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Leicester, Villa. Scouse has it 2-2. I've got it 2-1 to Villa. Benny's got it 1-1. Cal has it 2-1 to Leicester. Yeah, again,
That's going to be...
it could be a very tough game.
It's a very tough
Both
game.
teams needs a win.
Yeah. Very
The
tough
manager
game.
could be gone by
So,
then.
if anything, that's the sacking game, not the City one. If Villa lose.
I think if you're the Villa board, I feel like you're giving Stevie G that game. At least.
If I'm the Villa board and we get pumped by City, I get Stevie G out the door, someone else in.
Yeah, because
or
that's
like
the
an
game to
interim
bounce
in,
back against.
Because that's the game where you can get points.
Yeah.
And Leicester aren't very good at the moment.
Again,
or you
like-
keep Stevie G in after getting battered by City. Confidence is down, morale's down.
That's if they get battered by City. Like
Come
it
on
could
now.
be like a 3-1. Like a 5-0 is a battering, but 3-1's not too bad.
Depends again on the nature of the 3-1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it could be similar to the Bournemouth thing where like it's not your game to win. If you're Villa, your game is not to beat City. in my opinion. That your game is against
Depends
Leicester,
if
who
he
are in
comes
and
out
around
and
you.
says they're under-equipped or not.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on again. Liverpool versus Wolves. Scouse has it 4-1 to Liverpool. I've got it 2-0 Liverpool. Benny has it 1-0 Liverpool. And Cal has it 3-0 Liverpool.
I was going to back a draw for this, and I was like, I've already lost so many points. I need to stop backing like what my heart
Stop
wants
with your
and
heart.
just start
Yeah.
doing the favourites.
Smart options.
Yeah.
Moving on again. Southampton versus Brentford. Scouse has it 2-1 Brentford. I've got it 1-1. Benny has it 1-0 Southampton. Cal has it 1-1 also.
I reckon Brentford might be able to get this one. Yeah, I'm seeing. I'm getting visions come to my head right now. No, I just reckon. Yeah, I like Brentford. I don't know. So every now and then they can pull off a performance. So
I think the same as Southampton.
yeah.
Moving on
Good
again. We've got City versus Tottenham, which could be
Massive game.
Could be a massive game. Or it could just be City running away with it again.
Yeah.
Scouse has it 3-1 City. I've got it 2-2. Benny has it 2-1 City. Cal has it 3-2 City.
I see goals.
If
Goals.
Conte wasn't at the helm, I would say it could be a City absolute walkover.
Yeah.
But
They're defensively solid enough, but
Conte's
I mean,
just,
obviously I've said City scored 2 goals, but like Tottenham is still defensively solid. You're still playing against a mental attack. Like,
Yeah.
Like Dyer's gonna get bullied.
yeah.
By
I
Haaland.
hate to see what's going to happen to him.
Next game, Arsenal versus Everton. We've all got these scores in favour of Arsenal. So 2-0 Scouse, 1-0 for myself, 3-0 Benny, 4-1 Cal. Again, all in favour of Arsenal.
murder on Arsenal's dance floor.
Next game, West Ham Newcastle. Scouse has it 2-2. I've got it 3-1 Newcastle. Benny has it 1-0 West Ham, and Cal has it 2-1 Newcastle.
Yeah, I could have flipped that score either way.
Yeah.
I like Newcastle more at the minute.
Yeah. Next game, Palace versus Man United. Again, this could probably go either way as well, but we've all... Oh, no, you've got... I'll go through them. So, I've got it... Scouse has it 2-1 Palace. I've got it 3... No, sorry.
You know.
Yeah, let me start again. Scouse has it 2-1 to Man United. I've got it 3-2 to Man United. Benny has it 2-0 to Man United. And Cal has it 1-1.
I respect that.
Yeah, I seen that and I thought you'd fuck with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Well, the week after the Arsenal game, like, it's going to be a shift to get a result in that Arsenal game. And Palace, look.
Do we have Europa League next week?
Yeah, we have Napoli coming up.
Yeah,
I
I think next week we got midweek as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that. Well,
Stroke of genius from
yeah,
you.
you know me, mate. The foresight. And I didn't even look into that, to be honest. I just...
Yeah, pretty sure it's champs and
I
Yeah,
can
we
see
got
us-
Champions League Thursday. And usually have a Friday.
yeah.
Yeah, and we got to fucking go to middle of somewhere terrible.
The last game of the round, while you're searching for that, is Leeds versus Forest. Could be another game here where it could go any way. But Scouse has it 1-1. I've got it 2-2. Ben's got it 1-1. And Cal has it 2-0 to Leeds.
Yeah.
So, that wraps up predictions.
You're really not a Forest fan, are you, Cal?
I just don't rate them. I don't rate signing 21 players in a window either. I think it's so dismissive to the players that got you there and to the whole feeling around the club. But yeah, Europa League does start after Arsenal. We play Sociedad at home. It's fucking not a good start to our Europa League campaign.
No. I can see us doing well. Be a good game to integrate the new boys.
We played
Anthony.
them on the Friday and then Palace on Monday. And then Sheriff the week after.
Sheriff. They beat Real Madrid last season.
They did.
They did.
Romanian team, I believe they are.
Damn.
So there we go.
That's the podcast.
That's the pod wrapped up at the 2-hour 40 mark.
Nice quick one for you.
Yeah, we didn't want to, drag it out too long today.
It's always going to be a big one with fucking 20 games to recap
Yeah.
and 20 games to predict. So
And the
just trying to catch
transfer
up.
window in the middle there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let
I
us know
think
your
we've done well,
thoughts.
to be honest.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Share us around. Get the boys out there. Yeah, thanks for
for tuning in.
Cheers for tuning in. I think any topics as well you want us to cover, swing it our way. We're open to what we talk about. just keep it football related. All right.
Yeah. All right. Beautiful. See you, boys.
See ya.
See you, lads.